off dart.
He's all the way up, though. Disrespected most of this one here. He does have Levius by his side. YZ's just perfect tracking as well. Managed to wrangle control of the rifle. Locks it onto Cushy. Hunter's Fury to try and push them into an even deeper avenue. But again, Levius has got his head on a bit of a swivel, trying to spot where these players are, and yet really isolated, anchoring almost solo in this one. There's no safe space. They're going to try and left to contain. Crazy Guy falls. Levius, though, could be next. Indeed, Jemkin trading from above. The section of top mid brings it into that 3v3. Fast on the flank is Xfero. Making sure to hold up one more of those spots, but K-Knight's got his watchful eye onto all of it here. The jab of the movement not enough to keep Jemkin alive, and it's just left up to Munyet on 11 HP. It's going to be a dream if he wins this round, but it will remain that way. He's looking to just take the op and save and scurry away.
Nice idea again from Billy. Can't fault them whatsoever. I mean, going up mid, being able to get that setup for YZ to go for an A split with the Sova ult, it's a lovely idea. They're not approaching these off barrier drop. They managed to take a little bit of mid control, make it still feel like one of their slow default rounds, and then pounce on those players. And RRQ left reeling. They'll still have the op. They'll still have money to be able to buy here. But getting into the crunch time on Billy's attack side, they've actually shown some pretty nice depth and strategy. Way better. Let's just start from the big picture POV. Way better than their opening game against MIBR.
Oh,
they actually look like they're playing similar to how they were in VCTCN when they lifted the trophy. A reminder that both of these teams at different points this year have been at the very top of their domestic regions. They just haven't been able to translate that in globals as yet.
It's a resounding bounce back here from Billy. They were looking out of it in their first game of this event. But they've come in with a very good idea and strategy. Slower play working out in their favor. Lets them save a lot of util as well, knowing that RRQ are playing that retake setup. So far, the operator, which is usually going to be the counter to like a slower play that Billy are offering, hasn't seen too much value. Now we're seeing explosive now to Paranoia, the stun, a trip. Oh my God, tangling them up, Rusha. Barely able to get a hold onto it. Does at least even it out, 1 for 1. It's not quite the trade, but still there. Evens it 4 versus 4 now.
It actually gets rid of quite a bit of that retake utility that Cushy would be providing.
Barely a shoulder peeking out. They choose to play this one, swap around to the weaponry again. They want Jemkin to be front and center. Aftershock Paranoia will be a connection. Neff will have to respect that one alongside that fault line. It's even better. The util looking sublime. Hinder into the back. Neff is just going to be a sitting duck. And he needs that help and he needs that bailout. K-Knight trying to help out from the side as well, but he is hard committed into this spot. Now going to be double facing all of these players. Time still ticking though. Flash in your face. And Xfero picks up Levius. At this point, they've dissected the site and RRQ come out swinging on that retake.
They feel really comfortable in these retake scenarios, don't they? They've got some nice protocols. Jemkin's always offloading the operator. They're getting in, targeting people quite nicely with the pieces of utility, breach util landing, saturate from Jemkin landing, making it very difficult for Billy to just hold in positions. The rounds where we've seen Billy play the best in post-plants are where they try to save some of that util and fight back themselves a little aggressively. Very back and forth game. Two teams that are looking quite even. I do want Jemkin to get on some more aggressive lines with this off. He's been quite passive with it so far. I don't think they're getting anywhere near the value that they should be out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be trying to post up B main and even fall back to where he's currently playing.
Very far back though. Take contact and he might just be getting his wish here. Some action occurring. That's a double face. Dropped down to 10 HP. 140 ding to the head.
Billy still going for the contact though. They could have led with a drone there. They could have led with a jumpy, but they didn't want to make any noise.
Those signs of potentially the playstyle being punished. I'm seeing it. Double walk down into mid. Cushy's able to clean up Levius, so that's going to be no longer a worry at the back of their minds when this play starts to go off. The retake. RRQ can focus their full attention onto the site.
Billy needs to fight.
Yeah, Billy trying to take that fight. This is it. Hyper aggressive. To stun into the Paranoia. Already collecting the 1 kill. Convergent paths. Offloaded onto the side here. But this is really Billy isolated on an island. K-Knight is their savior. Knight in shining armor. But it's left it just down to Rusha, but still very much winnable. Dodge and a flash to the side. He's still got 2 players left to deal with. Can't quite manage the spray transfer. Control of the rifle almost there, but it's Crazy Guy that seals it up.
I love the idea of Jemkin dashing in from God knows where to be able to distract in that situation. But absolutely, you're right. It's that playstyle, the more contacty ideas getting punished. And despite a fantastic 2K from K-Knight, RRQ clean up. And at least they're going to make this one even at the half.
They feel really comfortable in these retakes scenarios, don't they?
Loving that.
That's too good. That's too good.
We got to get the RRQ fans out here in Paris, I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. VIP treatment. Give them a box.
Absolutely.
Final round of the first half, though, and now we're finally seeing it sped up a little bit at the beginning. Billy. All that slower pace, conditioning.
Once again, though, they go over towards A, and this is the round where Xfero's put his traps and his setup more towards this site. And a very early mid-push, too, from RRQ. Yep. This mid-push has been getting a lot of value, flushing out the lurker. This time, Levius playing with the team.
TTP and all there. Rusha's going to be able to clear out most of the site. This triple player flank, though, as you've been saying, could be paying dividends right now. Fault line onto the side. Prowler's going to be catching it. Levius! That is great. Monstrous from him. Two-piece to be gained in that spot, in that situation. His team's going to be happy with it, but the Nightfall still connects. Cutting away the sound cues. The desperation starting to seep in. Billy have got to try and hold their ground down. Still good enough awareness. Rolling Thunder as well to push them even further back. Overdrive from YZ, and he's going hunting. Still cushy. Responds from behind. It's a dagger to the back with a bullet to the back. K-Knight instantly there on top of it, and Jemkin left to just wonder, how the hell do I take this fight? And 1v3, still guessing where these players might be. Finds a first, but it's going to be, again, a very difficult task, and the second shot just gone wide enough. So a 6-6 half, where we stand here. Much better looks from Billy.
An incredible glow-up from Billy compared to what we saw from them early on. But I think it's so fitting that this half has ended at 6-6 because it was back and forth the entire way. Both teams making some decent adjustments to what the other was attempting. Still some areas that I'd like to see them improve, but plenty of different avenues for this match to go yet. A reminder that this is RRQ's pick.
Explosive back and forth is what it's been, really. But listen, we'll send it down to the floor. Lewis standing by with a very special guest. Take it away.
Hello everyone, bonjour. On a eu des pros, on a eu des fans, et c'est au tour d'un streamer de me rejoindre. Jetix, French content creator, just joined me for a little interview. And the first question I have to ask you is very important. How has been the Radiant grind lately? Any champs pro that you've met in ranked?
Honnêtement, la ranked ça se passe bien. Et surtout, ce qui est cool, c'est de voir vraiment tous les pays venir en Europe et en France pour jouer en ranked. Et on voit des pros et on se rend compte que la ranked, ça a quand même step up depuis quelques jours.
I can imagine that, definitely. Donc évidemment, of course, we can see some pros in the servers, and we've seen that the level has kind of leveled up since the pros have arrived. And yeah, I'm enjoying myself. And talking about ranked, I think French people, you know, we kind of have a reputation in Valorant, right? But here at the venue, everyone is smiley, just like you. Everyone is like in a good mood and stuff. So is that the real face of the French Valorant players? Donc on a une réputation sur Valo, les Français, mais ici, tout le monde est souriant, tout le monde a de la hype, etc. Donc est-ce que c'est ça le vrai visage du Valorant français?
C'est vrai qu'en France, on a un peu la réputation d'être aigri, de râler au premier round perdu et d'être un peu toxique, mais dès qu'on se rencontre IRL, on voit que tout le monde cheer up, même pour les équipes internationales, et c'est vraiment un plaisir de voir tout le monde, quoi.
So yeah, we kind of have a reputation when we're like trying hard and stuff, but here everyone is like
I think that Neff will be looking to replicate something similar on the defense side too. When you watch those two, yes, yeah, exactly. A former teammate. They both won Ascension together in 2023, and interestingly enough, Neff actually leads all of the players in the world in Stage 2 for most assists per round. So keep your eye on that when he's on stuff like the Breach. And here, potential clash in mid.
Walking down, it's a slight pixel angle to work with, but again, it's going to spot that contact and that play. Getting read by RRQ, Munyet trying to get involved a little bit more, but again, tepid. Slowly working their way around this one and redrawing the battle lines once more, giving up on the fight.
Jemkin's got himself in quite a deep position, not looking to take the battle just yet, and actually might be getting cleared out.
And he is indeed. Trying to play that at the slightest of off angles, but K-Knight's on top of it.
He's normally great on the pistols, but that time, K-Knight wins the duel, and that's going to leave RRQ in a bit of a pickle, because now they can't go over towards A.
Steadily though, slowly but surely, going to be making their way onto the B site. They don't have Jemkin as that insert, but again, there's a reflank occurring by Billy. So hyperactive, always reclearing for the space.
Absolutely, and also this trip over towards B is going to be a pretty interesting one, because if they plant on the B site, oh my god, it doesn't even matter.
It was almost a ships in a night moment. This man's looking like a battle cruiser. Just ending their day and ending the pistol round 4 on this Billy on fire.
I mean, I'm talking as if they're going to get the plant down and Levius is going to have to play retake.
Quite.
They just go straight into his sight line, and he picks them off before RRQ even have a chance.
Spike down.
So now double pistol collected here for Billy after winning 0 in their opening match against MIBR. Not winning here on Sunset after winning double pistol and having a close first half, I think would be a disappointment for them. They could land a really big early blow here against the Pacific team.
Massive lead early on here. RRQ, honestly, flashbacks to their game versus Fnatic, their opening map. Close loss in that Ascent game versus Fnatic, but the pistol rounds ended up losing both of them, could have made a major difference. They don't want this to be turned in the same way, as this is just a game of who can use the util the most. Goes evenly on either side here. Could be a slight timing for Munyet to work with, but no, just spam down at a moment's notice. Crazy guy, you're not going to be getting too much done from here. Doesn't have the spike, can't go for a plant. He will be swarmed.
And Levius even getting the Cypher ult online too, so situational ultimate can be pretty amazing, especially if Billy are going to go for those aggressive reclear fights and pick off a lurker in the mid-round. In Pacific, RRQ were getting most of their work done, generally speaking, across their map pool on the defense side, rather than the attack side. But I have loved the ideas that they've got with Crazy Guy and Jemkin working together.
Yeah.
You've got such nice synergy on this map with the stun into the dash and the saturate. But all of that requires you to have some kind of, broad idea of which player you want to target.
A bit of spam on either side there. Dart not quite tagging onto Xfera.
A splits can be really powerful with RRQ's comp, but that requires them to take a little bit of mid control, and that deep smoke that they're currently facing is making them a little worried that Billy have gone walkabout. It's not the case though.
The Horn's going to get good clearance there.
Cam broken in market. I don't think they realize the trip is also there, so Billy won't care about that too much.
And the drone reclearance for Billy as well, getting good mid-round information here.
Yeah, I like that. And setting Levius up on a really deep line.
Yeah.
Not something that we saw from Xfera.
It's good from them. Rusha breaks the Prowler, makes it feel like there's more presence
Oh,
towards it, and every clearing into mid. They've got this one held and ready as well as util trying to attempt a punish. They know that Crazy Guy was going for it. As well, stepping a little bit further forwards here. Neff.
That's such a great timing, isn't it?
It is.
Just as Crazy Guy's trying to tuck into tiles to get the line on the A player. Punished.
RRQ left into 4v4, still with that side control. Plant going down here. A response from Billy looking to play this one onto the retake. Not ideal in terms of the weaponry, but with Levius causing a bit of a stir onto the flank. Could be enough of a distraction they need. Paranoia swoops forwards. Cushy trying to take a lot of that space forwards again, and he does at least keep his aim clean enough. Nice with the resets, dropping K-Knight in the process, still dominating that angle and causing a bit of concern for Billy, but here's Levius, finally, time to strike his Knight. Stepping up to the plate, trying to help his team, and now looking to combine their might, grouping up together now for this hit back in. Cushy trying to hold it down, is back against the wall. His only option really to try and power through, brute forces to play, but again the timing taken against it, the fight's all going the way.
There's no way.
Billy.
Why on earth have they all taken the fight right before the time was about to expire?
Time! Door! Okay.
All you had to do was swing.
Yeah.
3/4 of a second later, and that round is impossible for Billy to win.
That's crazy work,
What
man.
an enormous toss from RRQ in the post plant. What's going on there?
Yeah.
I mean, the decision from Jemkin and Moniette to try to trade out is just exactly wrong. And Neff's on his feet, you can't believe it.
Bonus conversion, 9-6. RRQ's map pick.
And now for sure, winning double pistol and a bonus, Billy should be favored to take Sunset.
Primed and
Their
ready.
opponent's map pick.
Yeah. Set up for the slam dunk for an opening map win in this series. And it's elimination as a reminder. Loser will be going home. Jemkin sending it fast and loose, trying to get the help from the rest of his team here. A lot of util though, and this is pure disrespect from Levius. Purely feeling himself as well, gliding in, sliding in. K-Knight coming out from the side alongside Levius. And Jemkin is no more. Turned to dust. 10-6 now. Billy running away with it. But the upcoming round will be a bye round for RRQ, and it has to be the time where they turn things around.
Yeah, they need a great idea to get themselves back into this game to stabilize. They got onto the A side, no problems, right? They just completely misplayed the post-plant situation. Billy, I'm still thinking back to the previous round. I'm not talking about this one, but
sure.
The lack of util that they had, Billy, in a 3v3 retake, they'd completely run out. They had one flash to work with. That was it. And yet still RRQ lose such a pivotal round and are now in a desperate spot. It's not to say it's impossible for RRQ to win this game on Lotus and Abyss, but Billy 6-0 on Lotus, beating all of the other Chinese teams. And then Abyss, I mean, who knows, to be honest with you. It's a bit of unknown territory, but Billy used to be good on that map too, so pressure really on RRQ very early in this match. And if they thought this one was going to be a cakewalk, they are so wrong. Billy have turned up in much better form, much more usual form, I would say.
Yeah, and it's controlled as well from Billy.
Yeah.
It's not slapdash, not throwing things into it, just trying to take it. It's a very measured approach to the game.
Yeah. They've gone from silly to drilly.
-2.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll workshop it.
Yeah,
There's
something there.
There's something there. That's what co-stream is for.
Look at Levius and K-Knight compared to the rest of their team. They've got double the kills of everyone else.
20 and 11.
That is absurd.
To 10, I should say.
I mean, obviously, Levius has had some big rounds just recently, but man, RRQ need a hero. And I think it's got to be Jemkin. He's 11-11 right now, but I've yet to see him have a match at a global event where he takes over. And that's mad because he's so good in Pacific.
And there's so much hype around this player ahead of Toronto, previous event in the year. But now we are expecting big things from him still. Absolutely dismissed with a wave of the hand. It's YZ and Rusha that say bye-bye, good night. We're staring at their reactions, man. Meanwhile, there's a fight kicking off. They're just cold of it, I guess.
No, I mean, listen. The producers were right. The round was over.
Listen, the round was over.
The round was over.
I don't hate them looking at that. I don't hate it.
YZ and Rushia were the two players that I was most disappointed in the match against MIBR as well. They are normally the two best players for Billy. Today, playing fine. Obviously, today is more so about Levius and K-Knight. You can see it in the numbers, but YZ and Rushia still having those big rounds and showcasing just there. Dismissing RRQ.
RRQ really scraping the bottom of the barrel here with a bye. Not investing everything into it here, really just trying to take this one. And they will have to drag it back one round at a time to OT. You're assuming that Billy win this one, which, listen, so far, it's been the case.
Jemkin acquires his ultimate, but I've yet to really see any of these great set ideas for RRQ. We've seen them in Pacific. They've been great at comboing the stun with the dash and getting Jemkin into good aggressive spots, putting pressure up through top mid. Today, it's looked a little flat, but I think part of the reason for that is that they haven't even been able to get into position to run some of their ideas.
Sure.
Here, they're trying to open up B, put the pressure over towards mid and A. They found the right avenue, but they need to keep going.
Double dash in, there's going to be a Hunter's Fury to try and push them back, and that's a double connection here. Could be some bodies dropping and Tor falling onto the floor. Levius happy to play off that chaos. Inserts himself in, announced himself to the party, and just barely running out of bullets, but the cleanup is all there in time. Billy lights out. The resurgence in form that we really wanted to see from them here, because listen, they said it themselves, it could be the last match they play this year, but the way they're playing, looking to keep it going a little bit longer.
And RRQ are going to take attack timeout. Look at this.
That's lovely.
Cage falls. The aim is perfect
So
from
calm.
Levius. Really collected, isn't it?
Spike planted.
And at the same time as the Hunter's Fury come through, they knew exactly what was going on there. They're really happy to just play for backside control on B. Don't need a stack when they've got this overall to help them. And no ults expended there either, you know. No Waylay ult, no Fade ult. Those were two tools that RRQ had to work with. Yeah. They didn't have to just walk in and try to get a plant immediately. They could have tried to push the fight a little further. Could have tried to set up some punish perhaps onto Levius in backside, but it's been a little timid on their attack side, I think,
it has.
from RRQ.
Scared of the potential of a trap play, perhaps.
Maybe.
But, I mean...
Not willing to take a risk, perhaps.
Not really there, but it needs to be turned around here. It's the last time out they've got, really, and last chance to put it together on their own map pick here in this elimination series.
I like the proactivity that RRQ was showing on defense. I think they actually played a pretty decent defense side. The op from Jemkin, I wasn't super happy about how they were running that, but everything else I was all right with. Here, they haven't got a single round on their attack side. And they have had chances. I mean, for a couple of rounds in the middle, we were talking about how they threw it away in the post plant, but a lot of them, they just haven't really even had a look in. And Billy are playing off-site on A, hoping that RRQ go for a massive ult dump, and they can play retake in a bit more of even footing. Early dash.
Yeah, nice and early here with Haunt, taking a lot of control, and again, same playbook. Billy putting all their eggs here onto the flank, making sure to see if they can get that backstab online, and ults are being committed. RRQ get a full clearance.
So now you know that Billy were playing full retake. Cam even catches them on the flank. Are you going to waylay ult? Are you going to breach ult? Are you going to fight them in the flank?
Plants down, and attention's being drawn towards it now, and here it is, rolling Thunder off onto the flank as well. YZ's pushed way out into the open. Aftershock as well, it's evened out on either side. No one able to gain any ground, all kills in the process. Cam finally dealt with. The drone further forwards here. YZ's managed to dodge and sidestep, at least that sees, but again the smoke in their face makes it awkward in terms of the engagement. How do RRQ piece this one together? Because Billy still looking like they're in control, but maybe with a bit of stray bit of spam, the potential's there. Biding their time, waiting for it now, but that paranoia is going to be cutting away again. Noise cues, visual cues. K9 just holding it down to the ground, crouched up here. Time's out of the tick away. Monyet finally delivers them.
The guns.
The guns need to be safe for this one. RRQ, you might have won the round, but listen, the war's not over. Oh, that's a brutal one.
Oh, that's rough.
That's a brutal one.
Billy weren't even really playing for the retake there. They were just playing to trap RRQ on the site. And to see if they could force out another ult from them. At least in that situation, RRQ do decide to use a breach ult. And they had the cam. It's not healthy for their economy, but they're still going to be able to come to the next with 5 rifles, 4 full armors. It's not devastated them just yet. But that is that one round on the board. They've got to put another 5 up there.
Has to be consecutive. Has to be convincing.
Shock dart there to break the B main barrier trip.
Walking up here, there's no real pushback again in through market. Billy holding this one with a more passive setup, but that's a cross map with a fault line. It's a good stun to try and set them up. K9 even taking a peek. Here's a conversion pass into the back of the site. Now no one is home. Double dash straight through and over. Levius cannot be contained, man. You try and take a fight towards his side. He's already bought time for this rapid approach coming from the rest of Billy, and they are absolutely destroying the man. It's not even close at this point. No one can stand up against them. 13-7 for our opening map here in this elimination series.
BCT CN's #1 seed has come to play today. And Levius, what a monster, 26 kills, dismissing RRQ.
Play back themselves a little aggressively.
Now that I'm a mom, things are different. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family.
एमंदी पार्टी करा मन घेता येतेस की नाही बे कोंडाया कडे कोंडाया अरे कोंडाया लोकेशनचं नाव बे वॉटरफॉल राहते बे ते कोंडाया वॉटरफॉल्स सिरपूरतून मित्र राहते अजून नाही अजून परवा एकदा म्हणले दसरा तवर जाऊत म्हणून दसऱ्याचे गॅप मध्ये आम्ही రిచ్ కిడ్స్ నై మళ్ళీ అని नैजा मतलब डिसाइड नहीं झाले डिसाइड झालं तर थांब म्हणतो काही केलं तर सोमवारी काढ ಮುಂದೆ ಎಂಗಿಲ್ ಪುಲ್ ಎಂಗಿಲ್ ಕಳ್ತದ नाही म्हणले ಮುಂದೆ काय बे माझं गिफ्ट आणताय की नाही बे तू हां काय राहते बे नवीन घ्या मला किती राहते नवीन घ्या मला किती राहते विथ माइक క్వాలిటీ ఎట్లుంటుంది మరి దాని కేబుల్స్ ఎక్కువ అవుతాయేమో మళ్ళా అద్దులే ఫస్ట్ గ్రాఫిక్ కార్డ్ కొందాం జమ చేస్తాను ఇప్పుడు అద్దురా ఇక గ్రాఫిక్ కార్డే ఇప్పుడే ఫ్రేమ్ డ్రాప్ అవుతుందిరా వ్యాలరెంట్ ఆడితే వ్యాలరెంట్లో క్యారెక్టర్స్ పెరిగే కొద్ది సైజు పెరిగి కదా గేమ్ది మళ్ళీ కొత్త 2 క్యారెక్టర్లు దింపిల్లురా గేమ్ సైజ్ మళ్ళీ పెరిగింది ఇప్పుడు ఫ్రేమ్ డ్రాప్స్ ఎక్కువ అవుతున్నాయి అంటే ఎఫ్పిఎస్ లో క్లయింట్ ఎఫ్పిఎస్ అంటుంది లో క్లయింట్ ఎఫ్పిఎస్ ఫ్రేమ్ డ్రాప్ అవుతుంది ఆడలేకపోతున్నా ఒక 30,000 జమ చేసి గ్రాఫిక్ కార్డ్ కొన్నా అనుకో సెట్ అయిపోతుంది నేను అన్న ప్రతిదీ కొన్నా నువ్వు అదే మాట అన్నావు ప్రతిసారి లేకపోతే ఉంటుండే ఈ టైంకి పైసలు ఉంటుండే చూడ బాగానే కొన్నా నేను 15-20 సామాను కొన్నా సామాను కొన్నా అంటాను
It was a win condition at the same time for BLG. We heard it from the coach himself, flawless in their region. They've played against so many different things. The Lotus for them is a comfort. And coming into this tournament is a very good map to have in your pocket.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It is interesting on the other side for RRQ because they only played Lotus once in Stage 2, but that was against Paper Rex where they actually got the win against them, playing this Yoru Rays double duelist comp. Looked pretty good there, but even despite beating the team who's looking like the best in the world right now on that map, I still think the gap in experience and in playtime may still show, and I definitely favor Billy going into Lotus.
Yeah, and it looks like, what do we make of Agent Select? Because for RRQ is exactly what we expected.
Yeah, I think something that you were saying, so we see no surprises. Something that is very important for the side of RRQ and them getting that victory were the retakes, right? They're lucky enough they can decide to start on that defense, but if we are based on what we just saw on Sunset, how Billy was being extra aggressive, how they were being measured in where they had to put the pressure, that round that we were showing as well as how they were working the map, that could be a problem for RRQ. It's something that Billy needs to understand. That for them, it does not start a planting the spike and whatnot. And most importantly, YZ, he's on race. I'm happy.
He's so good at that, Agent. This is going to be a bit slower than the first map of the series for Billy, but it's going to give time for Rusha to get things going on these lurks. He's such an excellent player on this role as Viper.
And you don't want your year to end like this. RRQ, they have to win Brandon Sideshow if they want to keep their champ streams alive.
Certainly do. It will be completely disappointing for themselves, I think, to go out in this kind of fashion. They're a team that have had a lot of resilience, honestly. They have this reputation, I think, when they play regionally, Josh, as well, for being this team that can dig deep, do these lower bracket runs. But there's no better time to prove it than right here and right now.
Yeah, they got the reverse sweep in the lower bracket final, comebacks in tons of maps. But they just went limp on Sunset and couldn't figure out how to run their own comp on the attack.
See how this one goes. Looked like it was almost gearing up for a brawl, but slow again is the call for Billy.
They were loving those contact plays on the attack side of Sunset, weren't they?
No different here. Leviesto caught out into the open. Overextended, really, just trying to take that raw aim duel. Not expecting there to be that much pushback, but YZ straight over the top now, and the rest of his team can barrel in behind him. Crazy Guy trying to supplement it. A bit of spam into the smokes, and it does get the job done. YZ dropped down, but Neff slipped the net.
And now,
way past.
Yeah, Billy just need to pause and let Neff cook right now because they're in a player disadvantage spot. If they lose players here at Blue Room, he's not going to be able to do anything about it.
Rusha overzealous, trying to make something happen. Neff being that insert player, but it leaves it just down to him and K-Knight. RRQ, though, much better start indeed. Monet making sure to really contain all sorts of avenues. Door opens up, points him exactly to where K-Knight will be playing from. So a pistol round win for RRQ. Much better beginnings.
Yeah, a great start. It is important to highlight that Billy won both pistols on Sunset. I don't think that actually was the big difference maker in the end. You know, maybe if RRQ had played a better attack side, we could have been here talking about how the pistols made the difference. But in reality, I think RRQ, you know, Ewok was talking about it. It just didn't materialize, that attack, and he was discussing the frustrations that led them with. I think this comp, though, really does give them answers to the contacty style that Billy wanted to showcase. If they're pulling that out again, Jemkin's going to want to fight on more aggro positions than he did on the Waylay.
Yeah, having access to the gate crash is vitally important.
I didn't really like how passive he was playing on the defense side of Sunset. Not that it hurt them too much, but I really think he's going to have to get active and aggro on Yoru here.
Oh, Billy going to hope for a free plant. Bit of spam off onto the side, but they do get it down. Really making sure that they're ingrained up towards heaven. Jemkin pops out, no scope. That's a bullet to the chest. YZ's drop, sees an nade rebounds, does miss most of this one, but again, that paranoia does sweep through, get the blind on point, and shots on point here for Monjet. This is beautiful work. Nice and clean. They don't let anything slip away from them.
And Monjet focusing on building up the showstopper somewhat early on, still 3 pips away. We're doing an all right job. Billy play pretty standard comp here, right? They're playing a comp that you'll see across tons of different teams in VCT. But they've been very good at it inside VCTCN. 6-0, playing against a variety of teams and team compositions. That's what Bale was discussing with Jen earlier on. And they reckon they're ready for what RRQ is going to throw at them. But there's so little tape, actually, on RRQ.
Yeah, there's not much.
They
Grand finals, basically.
Yeah, they never really liked playing Lotus, and then they were forced to play it, brought it out, and won.
See what the bonus looks like here for RRQ. Delayed refight of A-Rebels. Looks like what they're trying to cook, but the Prowler doesn't catch any contact, so definitely makes them think, okay, well, this is landing in a different direction. Billy on the other side of things, over towards B.
I do like the B default from Billy. You can go down here with the Vice Flash and a Prowler, open the door and take mount control pretty cheaply. Door opens, that would force the teleport away from Jemkin if he had been playing over on this side of the map.
Great shot, just about missing. Bullets are going wide on either side.
And now the only part that the defenders control is where Crazy Guy is posted up.
Oh, what a shot by YZ.
That's
head
an
ripped
opener.
off. Yeah, it definitely is. Listen, Xero only really working with a Marshall, but a smoke into your face, and looks like Billy we're contemplating it, looking to maybe explode out, but backing away, open the door, taking it slow again. 40 seconds left. With a pace like this, they do have to end seed, looking to see if they can pull players away.
Yeah, the problem is they're not really pushing away Crazy Guy, are they? So they might be trying to fake like they're going back in this direction, but it's not going to work.
There it is. Wow, Jemkin was just hovering over his own gate crash, thinking about that perhaps. In the end, K-Knight takes a head clean off. Monyet is able to get the one, though. Dips his way out of there. Crazy Guy even onto the flank. Russia being dropped. It's evened out now, 3v3. Still with a weaker buy. RRQ will look to see if they can get this one done, and YZ matters into his own hands. Forwards, though. Boombot catches the contact. Still wants to take the fight. Still wants to make a play for it. Catches bullets onto the craniums of either of the players and onto the flank. Everybody else can focus on. So, cleaning up, averting disaster by letting that bonus not get converted.
And a good opening pick, actually. That's what I think really does it there for Billy. This first kill, straight onto Xfero, who would normally be trying to pop the Viper Orb, pop the Snake Bite to try to keep people out of C. RRQ, though, have got up to that showstopper, so Monyet, focusing early on getting the kills and getting the diffuses, now has another massive tool to be able to work with. And look at this, they've taken a page out of NRG's book. Running the double Odin down here is
thought I
huge.
escaped it, man. It's, yeah, listen. They're ready to see some spam kills, buddy. Assuming that they know exactly where to be shooting. Doors opened up. Xfero, he's hoping he can hunt for a couple of sight lines here. But meanwhile, Billy just still opting into this front B take. Yeah. Open the door to clear mound.
And this time, Jemkin is going to be forced to TP away, right? And if they catch the timing on the gate crash going down, they might actually just catch Jemkin here. That's the second gate crash had to be used.
And yet, seeing a bit of presence, a few bodies. Getting down to that minute mark again. Door's going to be opening up wide. Jemkin is hard committed. He knows that player's position, just barely escaping.
But now, with under a minute on the clock, the playmaker is, or maybe the play destroyer is Monyet. Because if you try to end B here, the result is going to be flying into your face.
Stop, he had to hit a reload as well. Just from that Odin, they flip the switch onto the door, but meanwhile from B, the pressure is coming through. The Vines drop down. Monyet could make a play here. I don't know they're all the way in, but saving that ult.
Really patient.
Yeah, very patient, man. There's 30 seconds left onto it. Rusha still needs to be cleaned up onto the flank, but he's backing himself away. Gets this one, tries to get out. He's being hunted, overstaying ever so slightly. That Odin spam as well. Might be able to get lucky on a few stray shots, but no, Rusha eventually found, so RRQ again can put that full attention forwards. Paranoia, showstopper, clearing away into blue room again. Second satchel has to be used, and straight against the back wall, Neff is obliterated before he did the damage himself, though. Xfero trying to take the fight. Odin in hand as a 2v2. Chaotic is the nature of it. Flash forwards, Jemkin taking the fight! He blinded himself up in the process.
You gotta think that RRQ are winning that if he doesn't get the team blind out. Oh, God. What a big error from RRQ's star player. Disaster again. And Billy take 2 rounds in a row and knock RRQ's economy. They invested big into this round. Double Odin. Showstopper as well. Jemkin's aim is good enough to be able to get that kill if he doesn't flash himself.
One
got to think, even after it got turned.
Left to 2-2 now. RRQ. No real money here. Haunt. That's a hard committed position. Xfero has no way to get out of here. You have to punch your way through with stray shots. And he's already got the one and barely getting out. Tagged down by the bullets. Lucky to be alive.
Done a great job of getting one in that spot, though.
Making it feel like he could potentially be alone, but Crazy Guy just peeks out, and surely they don't commit into this. It's a stack of bodies.
Yeah, would be mad to do so. I wonder if they recognize. They're going for a walk-in.
Refight potentially as well.
See, last time it was Crazy Guy holding rubble. So with him gone, I think Billy should have an idea that Levius could accelerate a little over towards A with the Viper wall.
Drops Monyet! Sharp as anything still. Goes on either side here with the rifles in the hands of these Billy players. K-Knight and Neff, good for it. Spotting them out, and this time, yeah, you do not want any piece of this C fight. Way too present, way too much.
Cushy hasn't recently made a noise over towards C. So Billy might still think that the Fade defender is somewhere around here. It might be a little more cautious, and maybe that caution could buy time for RRQ to get back in. Jemkin's picked up a rifle in the meantime, but Cushy had nothing to work with.
Just full util to his name, really.
It's got to be redemption for Jemkin in this one. Are they swapping it around?
Okay.
No. Okay, just giving a Sheriff over to Cushy, which makes sense.
See how this one gets taken then. Horn through. Flown alongside it. Just for that Sheriff, though. There's no match for it with the outlaw in the hand of Levius. That's a lot of damage done straight through the wall. He follows up. Not done yet. He was chomping at the bit for that kill.
And Billy still have huge ults to be able to work with. As dangerous as that looked, heading into a stacked C site. They never committed. They just baited the defenders into taking long-range duels where the rifles are slightly better. Yeah, RRQ still managed to get a couple, but at the end of the day, I think Billy will be very happy with how this map is opened. It does feel a bit like the second half of Sunset.
See it in their reactions.
Oh, that's the reaction at the end of the previous round. That's the reaction to the Jemkin team flash.
Yeah.
Brutal, but now the economy's starting to recover and Ewok's got a chance to talk to the rest of the team. And maybe calm some nerves, damp some frustrations. It's hard to know what kind of emotions would be going on inside the RRQ camp.
Sure. And RRQ, listen, they have been good at cooking up plans to work around ultimates. Preset ideas, if they see what they're up against. Showstopper, Nightfall in the hands of YZ and K-Knight, so... I
actually think Billy have been one step ahead of them, though, today, in terms of that. I liked the way that they were game planning the ult a bit better on Sunset. I think my eyes go towards Jemkin again, because you're playing the Yoru, you're playing with the operator, and you know that they've been doing a lot of front B defaults, right?
Yeah.
You know that they're going to be walking down B and using a paranoia there, using a prowler to try to push you off the line. So while they're doing that, can you get aggro anywhere else on the map with the op? And at the moment, you're looking at his position. He does have that op. Throwing down the gate crash in a safe avenue. But he knows he's going to get a prowler in his face over here.
He's got no real help. Massive anyway with it, and that's it. A shot in the dark. The Showstopper will meet his match. Jemkin is gone finished, and then for that deep TP into B. It's a lovely idea from Billy. Other end of the opposing team's timeout. They're the ones who are cooking.
Yeah, they just had that completely, didn't they? And even with the post-pan aggression, pushing back Munyet, they still have a Nightfall to work with here as well.
Yeah. And then they dissipates the vines as well on top of it. Hello! It's getting a little bit awkward. Xfero realizes he needs to win this fight out, and he is ajar enough there with a movement. Just tip-tap down to the side. Nightfall now going to be sent out flying forward, seeing those connections. Xfero matters into his own hands alongside Cushy. They're doing some decent damage. And good work being put into this. RRQ, they come alive in that retake.
What a hero Xfero is there. Considering that he should have been caught dead to rights by Rushia's lurk through C. Xfero suddenly finds two more in the retake. Monster. He was big in clutch scenarios in Pacific. And a reminder that this round started very poorly. I mean, this, at best case scenario, would have been a leg shot. He actually didn't quite even manage that, but, you know, even a leg shot isn't going to kill.
One enemy remaining.
Jemkin not being able to find the right answer, but will still have the op recovery.
Yeah. What a takeover from Xfero. Like you said, he's been clutch for them. Normally you think about the sole player lifting a lot of the fights that they ended up taking as Jemkin on RRQ, but Xfero subtly in the back. Very fast and loose here by Billy. This time all grouped up again. Bit all over the place in terms of the weaponry, but still enough rifles to do some serious damage. Prowler in your face.
And Levius, steel guarded, Ren.
Oh, bloody hell. It's raining lead. Steel Garden could be used to just try and offload onto this one. RRQ, here it is. Push back and away. What is your plan of action for this one? You're just going to be scurrying back and out. Flood defense immediately just dissipates. Zolb's under all that pressure and that nade. Good luck. Okay, just has a TP. Crazy guy's still alive.
Jemkin's ultimate is going to be absolutely crucial for RRQ pulling off the retake.
See how this gets taken. It's used off relatively early here. Dimensional Drift to try and clear most of the corners. Spots an out the one. It's all the game of just seeing if he can count up most of the players. Munyet off of the pings, off the presence. And now that Showstopper earns up. No kill claimed. It's still being covered. Rusha still survives and fights back. 1-2 punch. Heavy hitting indeed. Billy. got themselves locked up into a very nice position here. The spam coming through now. Crazy Guy just trying to hold them all the way back, but he's just down to 6 HP.
Whoa.
And a dream. Jemkin sticking, and the faith is rewarded. Crazy Guy. He's saving a day. That's absolutely unreal stuff.
What an unlikely scenario for him to come up as the hero that RRQ needed. This spam as well off the back of Jemkin's ultimate was delightful. Monyet couldn't quite land the kill with his showstopper, but absolutely the hero towards the end there is Crazy Guy, who still actually had a great first half on Sunset too.
That's insane work. 6 HP.
Tend to go to the pits.
Odins are out in play once more. Just a one though, thankfully for us.
RRQ running a trap play with the Paranoia over towards front B in case Bilibili were doing their B default.
Double swing into this. Oh my goodness, ADS up. Levius lucky to get a one there. Jemkin! Oh, caught onto the corner just as the Prowler was connecting.
Now that's a shot.
Player advantage for them. RRQ. Bilibili are no slouches. Able to find a way through most of the time. This angle unanticipated, yet still Jemkin adjusts the TP to get the hell out of there.
And he's starting to find some really big value with this op.
Yeah, it's surgical. Nade rebounds in through the back, looking to flood in and try and take some of this space away from them, but Bilibili still trying to fight back again. This Seas does connect at least onto Jemkin, but again, eventually whittling down the rest of these players. Sharp from Jemkin. That's real nice stuff.
I said earlier when we were watching him on Sunset that I haven't yet seen a game at a global event where Jemkin takes over. And I'm surprised by that because he is a monster in Pacific. I can't tell whether that is a reaction or a pre-fire.
Barely seen it.
That's not human. That's not just my old man eyes, right?
No. I think he's just pre-firing as the Prowler connect.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Looks crazy enough, and still don't want to take anything away from him because he does step up.
As I said, that's an eco swing round, by the way, too. So Bilibili's economy cooked off the back of that one.
All in is the call, out towards C this time. Barreling over Jemkin.
They've got a chance to open the door.
Trying to brute force and push him off and away from this one. There's a smoke in his face. Door opens. Monyet looking to try and take this fight, rebounding with it. And again, that gun's off and towards the back of it. Crazy Guy and Cushy willing to help out. All that better weaponry. Jemkin's in a bit of a sticky spot here. Might have heard the TP. Might really be anticipating they could be making a go for this one, but he hears him. Down into the back of water. Now the shorty's out as well. Close quarters, no trade in sight, but attempting to adjust there with a quick scope. Not in time. Much bigger gun picked up by Neff. Fighting even further forward, but all ready for it. RRQ, they bide their time, they wait it out. 6-3 now, big difference.
Yeah, these last couple of rounds, the adjustment, whether called by the coaching staff during the timeout or whether it's, you know, off the back of Crazy Guy himself, it's been really good. They recognize that Bilibili were going for these B main defaults at the start of the map, and now they're running their own trap play, so they've got 3 players there with Paranoia prepped. And then if instead action goes over towards Jemkin in Mount, they can tap open the door and force a team fight there. Love that adjustment from RRQ. And now they're anticipating, because it worked so well, that Bilibili are going to change things up. And again, they've read it right.
See, this is an all-in fight as well on either side, opting in. There's Util in the hands though. Crazy Guy's not ready for that one still. Smokes, walls on top of each other. As it fades away, Monyet's going to be asked to deliver, and he just can't quite keep up. Neff forward again. Deeper TP from him, holding a lot of this deep A space. Cushy was contemplating the nightfall.
Very quick call here, though, from Neff to leave himself inserted and the other 2 Bilibili players going back to try to find a gap. If they can find a free site, Russia's ult will almost certainly win them the attack round.
Broken to heaven. That's what a TP. He's going to clear most of the way into B.
But B is not clear.
Not quite. It's still just that barrel betrayed by it. Jemkin still gets the one, but the trades are pretty picture perfect. Neff, he's on for an ace. Lifted into that 1v1 now, and it's a mad dash over towards C.
Got to get himself into a position here.
He's wondering which way to play it.
Oh man, he hasn't even gone for the plant. This is so late, this plant. Cushy might be able to ult him before he can get a reposition.
Cushy is holding it. Cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't want to give away his position by using too much util, but now this game of timings. Neff just spotted him on either side as well. They're going to be aware of each other here. Time to strike is here. Neff is there, spraying down with the bullets. A lot of damage done, but again, he is weak as anything. He'll be done in barely try anything at all in terms of the bullets, just asserts himself, dominates the angle, peeks out, but it's Cushy who rips his head clean off.
Ace denied. Neff still smiles. But a big clash over here towards Rubble that went fairly even between both teams. Crucially though, Rushia died. Xfero managed to pick him off from Blue Room with the Odin.
Yo, what you looking, bro? Can I? What you looking? Look. Keep looking, bro.
They're enjoying themselves out there. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's a really good sign. I mean, why wouldn't Monya be? He's 11-6, winning on their opponent's map pick.
Spirit's high for them to bounce back into it. Bilibili not looking to opt into the same engagement and fight to be taken. The Outlaw is revealed. 2 shots rattled off. Instinct from Jemkin, but he doesn't get any kills picked up as a result of it. In fact, it's full armor across the board. Half armor, I should say, at least, with the money getting stretched thin on Bilibili's side. The pit drop down on top of it is going to be another layer to deal with.
I mean, Jemkin isn't in a position to use his Outlaw. He's just having to sit there with a shorty inside the Viper's pit. So, yeah, the fact that everyone on Bilibili has got light armor is not really important right now, but it will be when Jemkin repositions.
He's got a deep gate crash. He's going to be able to reinforce over towards the A side if Cushy does catch contact, signs of life, perhaps.
With Cushy getting deep information here, you know that they're looking to end towards B. No, that's definitely Jemkin.
Yep.
Face your fear!
Jemkin takes it. So Nightfall scatters over towards A. Pure intention of this to try and pull players over towards A as well.
And also, see if anyone's holding that deep info.
Here.
Smoke's blooming, blossoming. Jemkin feeling strained in terms of the information he's working with here, but the Blue Room is open, door wide, so yet constant information gathered up, but he's going to be flashed up momentarily. Blinded up here, has to try and take this fight against them. Overwhelmed by the presence, out through into B. What a shot! Like a rocket, YZ just inserts himself. Levy is perfect with the insert. He's able to get that backstab online. This is a round win for Bilibili. Well, that's Cushy and Jemkin who can do something monstrous, and they might be handed a couple of freebies.
I mean, Rushia's not even thinking that he has to use pit in this situation, right? So they're not really under pressure here.
What's he making a go for this? Door's going to be opening up. Has ults.
They've got the money.
Cuts it up close to the corner though here. And Levius should be able to find it. Yeah, sharp. Shooting from him. Jemkin in that 1v4. Very unlikely in terms of the positions. K-Knight, first one to peak, first way to claim that life. 7-4 now, Bilibili. 1 away from a real respectable half.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can get the final one, it'll be a bit of a difference maker. RRQ, I think, misplayed the macro there a bit though. I like the fact that they had locked off C with the Viper's Pit, but you know that it's ending over towards B in that spot. And the fact that the fade ult came out over towards Rubble, I think just scrambled their brains. They thought, oh wait, maybe we've got it wrong and it is going over towards A. And Monya got caught in a position where he's more looking to defend the A hit rather than putting himself in a spot where he won't get punished by B utility. Bilibili go back over towards A. Rushia has not had a chance to really use this pit in a round where it'll find impact, but it's still a big win con for them.
Oh my god, Weiss is just sending it. It's a showstopper here.
How much space can he make for Rushia?
Listen, they know that Tree is going to be contained. There was that Odin spam from it prior, but he's just sending it into the back of the site. Next Pharaoh is going to be done. Finished off there, trying to take that fight from them. And you're going to be rebounding in a Viper's Pit to play in as well. This is a really hard retake to be taking. RRQ, though, have the tools to try and clear this one up. Jemkin. It's instantly there with that dimensional drift. He's going to be spotting it out. Bit of body block in the process. Looking to see if they can spam him down. That pit's going to be down. Steel Garden comes out as a response of it, though, and still a player disadvantage for RRQ. Rapidly approaching though onto the flank. They pick up, exchange the weaponry. Rifles in their hands. Paranoia is good. K-Knight trying to cut it up close as well, trying to push it back forwards. They put a TP into the back lines. He's all the way behind them and he's rattling off these shots. Heads are rolling. And another chance for the Ace to redeem himself here into this 1v1. Him versus Cushy. Knows he's sticking it. The perfect time to strike is denied. And there's an Ace. Previously denied, but not for now.
What an end to the half from Neff. Who already called such a good game on Sunset and then comes out, fine, I'll do it myself while they're down a few rounds here on their map pick. A 4K into an ace is a monstrous way to get the spirits back up for the pistol.
Yeah, wonderful stuff here from Bilibili. Really dragging this one back after, as you said, they lost the pistol. And now moving towards the second half. Anyone's game still, but listen, this is Bilibili still in the fight. because we saw so many struggles from them on the previous map, on Sunset.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think part of the problem was that they weren't really getting Jemkin into good positions with the Waylay, right? I didn't see really a single round on Sunset where there was good ideas about how to put Jemkin into the right position to feast with a stun and a dash, something like that. On this map, it's going to be the two duelists. So you're looking at Jemkin and Monyet, and it's not so much about how others set them up as how they set each other up. But those are the two at the top of the scoreboard for RRQ. It's generally quite an evenly shared load, though. Not like Billy with Neff pulling out almost back-to-back aces.
Sure. Here we see it. Bit of a setup here to catch that contact. Russia sitting up near the bottom of the scoreboard in this map here, but he does his job, just spots the signs of live. RRQ don't want to opt in. Billy themselves will be putting all emphasis here onto the pistol. Levius, tight tucked here, trying to spot this one out, but again, the player's been dropping, he reveals his hand as well. That frenzy comes through, but there was no reaction from Monyet. He goes down, still being held off onto the corner, but that re-clearance is called for. It's a battle on multiple fronts here by Billy. Regaining that rubble control, maintain their composure onto B. They haven't lost sight or track of most of the map here. In fact, K-Knight's the one who's pressing the advantage even further forwards. It's blood in the water, and he's sniffing it out. K-Knight not stopped. He might even want to go for X-Pharaoh. The highlight, the spotting him out. Waiting for his team now. The time to strike is here. Swinging together, taking a fight forwards.
And it's the two stars from the previous map that mop up at the end. K-Knight and Levius. K-Knight's aim looking really sharp. This spot from Levius as well just gets so much value every time somebody runs it. Really difficult to clear that close left corner when you're worried about Heaven and Blue Room, but K-Knight playing that spot way more aggressively than most people would. And it gets Billy an important pistol. 6-0, remember, this team was. Domestically on Lotus this stage.
Looks like very much an all-in towards B. Billy reading this though, very much ready for it. They have a good setup for it. Vine's going to be popped off, slowing down the approach. YZ wants to go hunt for these kills. He's only going to be giving up a ghost, but not expecting a second play. There's a fight occurring up towards Mound. Never would have quick clean up. 7-7 flawless here. All players surviving with Billy.
And a very nice defensive setup. Fight aggro over towards Mound. If they do that B default, you can open the door and catch them from multiple sides. Billy following the noise and looking to take the fight to RRQ. Now this next round coming up could be everything for RRQ. Because if you think back to map 1, this is where they completely lost it. Their anti-bonus was torched and Billy ran away with the half.
It's all in. Brute force is called for here by RRQ. They want to try and fight towards this A rubble. Engagement, TP's across as well as blinds on either side here, but being held for that rainy day, but a straight shot into the dark does land onto the target. Delayed with the util. Counters it out by Billy. They're able to even out that fight, but they still don't have the guns. They're retrievable really as well if they wanted to go for those rifles. What is that?
Oh, that spam lineup. Oh, that is nasty. From Blue Room all the way through into Tree.
Okay.
But a little bit of luck, obviously, but a beautiful gift.
Potentially death from 1,000 cuts as well. This is RRQ being whittled down here. That was a rumble of the footsteps. Good composure from Monyet. Love to see that as well. Doesn't get overwhelmed in the process. K-Knight as well going hunting, and he's got to know position of Monyet roughly. Weak enough as well to that one shot to the body will do it, and it's brought it into that 1v1. Gushy. Another chance to try and clutch up here versus his adversary in the form of K-Knight. K-Knight's the one getting a bit of a move on now because time is ticking away from him. Only a bit of a half clearance, still a guessing game in terms of where Cushy could be playing. Peek out wide, Cushy opts into the fight.
Unreal. K-Knight, what a round, what a star.
And there is enough time for it. Circle shrinking, K-Knight takes over.
He gets the Red Bull clutch towards the end. And so much of that is just based on the fact that he has good information about where that second player is. He's able to go and pick off Monyet. I mean, Monyet did as best as he could possibly be asked to do, getting both of the players on the flank, but once K-Knight gets it down into a 1v1, it is so winnable for him. And it's disaster striking the RRQ camp again. Same kind of setup. I mean, not a thrown round, but just a big clutch.
The bonus conversion here, Billy are in the driving seat. RRQ already a map down. It's only going to get harder from here. They're sending it flying forwards here. Full disrespect over towards A. Meanwhile, deep flank push of Billy. They're getting constant information. Russia's job really left to contain alongside K9. It's going to be that Nightfall. Good catch. Multiple players here. Prowler into the back as well. Double swing is there. At least with that kill, Xfero now has to do a lot from that spot. Still cleaned up and traded. In for that 1v1, but Cushy is delivering with these Sheriff shots. Brought it into a 2v3. Plan finally getting down.
Face your fear.
Nightfall even being committed. They do not want to lose grip of this. The round has been gifted for them. Tight close quarters here with a stinger in the hands of Moniette. That is where it thrives, and left it down just to YZ. You can only do so much there. The MasterCard Thrifty, instant answer back, correcting the course. They do not want that repeat of Sunset.
They couldn't have asked for a better time to pull out a round like that. On Sunset, it was, I don't know, 6-7 in a row that Billy just ran away with. Here, at least the answer comes earlier on, off the back of some sick Sheriff shots. And Moniette won from the showstopper. Billy's economy, the credit crunched, wallet squeezed, 2 Guardians and a Bulldog coming out to play. And the scoreline dead even.
RRQ essentially going for this one again. Only going to be broken here, but players are lying in wait behind this wall. Could get bloody very quickly.
Jemkin, though, feeding them decent information that there's still quite a few players here, and Crazy Guy just leading the pack over towards C, looking to try to play for an easier ult perhaps for Moniette.
A lot of action being heard and contained here. Jemkin does. Game Crash going to be fading, but the rest of his team now looking and working towards his C site as that showstopper in the back pocket. Thorn's going to be deaded nice and early just from that util that's sent flying, but listen, Moniette just wants to disrespect it. Might be able to hear the scurry of the footsteps, but that's an entire site cleared out. Really going to be happy to play the retake here.
And they still actually have a ton of utility to be able to play in post plants, right? They have the Paranoia, C's.
Sure, trying to take this fight up here. That's a lot of damage! Straight through the wall, Rusha connects straight onto the cranium. Moniette dropped. Util in spades, potentially to push them back, but they need some kills, and Cushy will answer. Snakebite trying to delay the inevitable. This retake coming through, but it's a deep TP of Neff. Cuts it up close now onto the site. Creates a lot of uncertainty. This could be still anyone's game. Haunt up and over towards the top. Swing in a peek, but that rifle aim immaculate. Good transfer in the end, and the gunplay reigns supreme. On top for RRQ. They gain back control of the map.
Simple round, but well called there by Crazy Guy. Little bit of a false skirmish over towards A. Leave Jemkin to feed you info and make sure you prioritize the showstopper. A free site and a lot of utility saved to be able to play the post plant. I was slightly concerned because Jemkin was watching flank with 2 flashes, but the Paranoia, the Seas, all of the other utility ended up working out for RRQ to hold back the Billy retake, and especially when Billy didn't actually have perfect weaponry. You know, playing a lot with the Guardians, Bulldog, that kind of thing. And now Billy's economy is shattered. And this is where RRQ can start stretching out a lead. They had a narrow one coming into the half, but now they should be able to put something together as long as a Thrifty doesn't come out straight out the back of another tag timeout.
Tension mounting though. It's always been there for RRQ. Felt like they've been on the back foot ever since the second half of Sunset, but for Billy, when you have a winning moment, when you have that momentum, really, you just, you want to stamp on it, you know? You want to try and close out the series quickly as you possibly can. This is them losing grip. Timeout, looking to correct that.
And normally, they'll be calling timeouts based on the next rifle round. So the next round we're going into is an eco. It's a half buy. They're not going to have the best weaponry. Billy will come up with some kind of idea here, but look at the ult status. 2 away for YZ, 2 away for Rushia, 2 away for Levius. They're very close to getting some massive defensive ults online that could allow them to play a bit more evenly in the next rifle round. Even if RRQ can dodge a Thrifty here, things are still going to be difficult to pull madly away into the lead.
TP up top. Spot the orb in case somebody pushes up, presses up, tries to gain control of it.
cautious start here for RRQ. They don't want to be running into some kind of big push out on defense for Billy. Thinking about the fact that Bale will have probably given them some level of set strat for the Thrifty.
You're concerned about a trap play potentially there, but Jemkin, okay. Worries averted. Vacuums up the orb. Backs himself out here. No real map control here for RRQ.
No, they're trying to play together in a big pack, right? Yeah. But that also means that they're not really like leaving an insert, giving themselves options.
Over caution against Thrifties.
It can sometimes be really bad.
Door opened here by YZ, just scuttling away. It's posturing from him, trying to make it seem like there's a much bigger presence over towards here, hoping to push them into the C players.
So it's looking to be an A fake and a B finish. Is what Crazy Guys concocted.
30 seconds left.
Here it is, sending it flying forwards here. There's potential of a timing here. YZ does reveal his hammer that boom bot and sending it flying forwards into the B site. Slowed down for a moment. There's that timing trying to get caught. YZ though just catches a bullet to the head. Good C's up top. Stops as the push past. Barely enough time to work with, but enough for the plant. K9 does have a rifle to try and make usage of. What a shot by Levius. It's been lights out so far this entire series, but he's looking to do a little bit more damage on top of it.
It's also, it's just a big win generally for Levius to get that one kill, because that means he's now going to have his ult for the next round. Keeping track of YZ and Rushia, they weren't able to get that, so still one away. But at least having the Steel Garden to rely on in the next rifle round is going to be huge for Billy.
So Levius is going to be looking to go down one of the players, potentially bring them down with him, but that's an ult earn for the next round. Into the long con. He didn't pick up the gun. He was looking for the rifle. Oh dear. Uh-oh.
All good.
Uh-oh. Yeah, not all good, mate. Not all good. Oh, that's a rough one. It's a rough one. But still,
but doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, silver linings, ult turns up for the next.
Exactly. Yeah. Still, with a good idea on the big picture, Levius goes in and tries to take the fight. And they've still got money to be able to buy rifles, so it doesn't matter too much that Neff went down towards the end. This next round, though, it's a must-win for Billy. And I think that puts quite a lot of pressure on Levius. You want to get the right timing with this Steel Garden, because if you let Xfero onto the site, it could spell your doom.
Could be danger. Overwhelming util. No real pushback. It's a retake setup here with the Thorns all over towards A. Rushia. I'm committed onto this angle. Prowler might spot him, indeed it does. A bit of spam on either side wouldn't go amiss here. The Seas connects and can't win his fight out. Not against Xfero. Jemkin there, but he ought to try and lay this one in. K9 trying to go fast and loose through, but that paranoia will force him to respect.
They didn't use the Steel Garden, Brett. They just took the fight.
It might be backfiring on them massively now because you're retaking into the pit. No big ults to clear the way. YZ does have the showstopper. But do you still want to go for this one with a player disadvantage? There's no guarantees you'll win it into the pit. You need potentially another kill. Flip the switch. Crazy Guy's position though. Ingrained into this spot as well. Good movement as well. Sending the crosshair placement of K9 flying forwards to the side. YZ does claim one. Time ticking, they don't want to go for it.
Yeah, you can't get back into this. And also, your economy's destroyed in this spot if you lose all of these rifles. It already is going to be pretty horrible. Now, Rushia came into this round with, he's got 50 credits now, right? You can see it on the right-hand side of your screen. He couldn't afford a snake bite. So he's holding with his wall over towards tree, and he doesn't have one of his prime tools to be able to lock down space like that. And then when he falls, Levius, I guess, feels like he needs to take a fight instead of popping his ultimate. I would have liked to see the Steel Garden come out quite a bit earlier for them to try to reinforce that position, but they went down too easy. And part of that was the economy problem that's going to haunt them again here. I mean, look at Rushia's buy again. He doesn't have Snakebite once more. I mean, this is one of your major defensive tools to work with, and he's not investing into it. They also don't have a seize. I mean, it's bad times out there for Billy.
Counter spam, Guardian. K9 almost getting lucky with a couple of these shots. There's a lot of damage on the Crazy Guy. Late take though, over towards Rubble. Jemkin just looking to absorb the pressure. We've seen this one before. There's a gate crash, of course, to escape, but might be taking a fight that he didn't really ask for. Still RRQ winning the fights on multiple other areas.
Those two players by Blue Room were begging Jemkin to peek, and instead he goes for a shallow swing and gets the pick instead over towards stairs. A nightmare start for BLG in their last chance round.
Levius picks up the gun, backs himself out here. Paranoia not able to be sidestepped. Forced to respect it, forced to back out, but they need a hero and they need a play right here and right now. Just can't quite land it. As calm as he was with the shots in that previous map, it's too much to overcome. Arusha and YZ are just dribbling into this next engagement, this next fight, but you've got to keep these guns at this point. Your economy is in tatters. Arusha looking to do a bit more damage. YZ as well making a play towards it and winning this fight out. Eventually overwhelmed, flooded out here. This is 12-8 RRQ. The only silver lining for BLG is that they have some ults to use, but at this point they're on a precipice of losing this and we will be going to Abyss.
RRQ have just put the pressure onto BLG the entire time, playing slowly, allowing BLG to get desperate and force the gunfights. RRQ are so happy about that. 5 rounds in a row for RRQ. The fans are happy. Why wouldn't they be? Up to map point on their opponent's map pick.
No one on A.
And the first time that BLG would have lost on Lotus in the last 6-7 matches.
Used to that regional dominance here, but this is a fast play here. Caught for immediately. That's going to be the showstopper committed just off that one player, but RRQ not messing around. They speed up. Pull straight away to just go straight into this A site, and all going to be wasted and expended. That wall will cut them out of the fight. There's still that spike in the hands of Mun. Yeah, they gave it to him to get this ult online.
But the spike now is going to get planted really late. It's going to let BLG get into position for a retake with Steel Garden. Monye is going to have to be a hero here.
He's going to have to be the one to stand up close quarters towards it.
So early.
Nightfall sent flying forwards. Not catching on to too many here. Tell a lie, players are trying to really barrel their way through onto stairs now. BLG taking this full speed ahead, Steel Garden forwards. Sees no connections, it's sidestepped. Crazy Guy looking to see if he can deny that one as well. He tried to take the timing against it, but that fuse is going to be burning down, whittling down. And do you dare step into this one? What a rocket! Munyet rewarded. Nade's going to be following up as well, and just as those timers tick down, it's desperation for BLG. You have to opt into it, you have to go for it now. In a 2v1, Munyet, time has been bought for him to really pop off and play his life well. Damage done, ace at the end. What a way to finish and take us to Abyss.
He had to be a hero and he stepped up immaculately. What a photo finish there at the end for Munyet.
Absolutely unreal stuff, and we do have a game here. It's elimination between both of these teams, but they are bringing the best out of each other.
Game changers. It's about competition.
about 10 seconds.
The Thorns could be important here too.
Yeah, anything to delay. Try and buy a bit of time here. Cloudburst across this one up as well. Get past that one-way dart into the back is dealt with in time. Rusha has to step up here. Could have been an immense amount of damage here, and he's definitely trickled down, helping him out. K-Knight off on the side, but Jemkin is the one to deliver death. Now getting themselves onto the side here. Neff and Levius, two of the big players so far in this series. Let's see if they can do it again in this 2v2. A tap. Try and pull them out wide. RRQ trying to play this one towards that backside control. Jemkin could overextend, could overexert. For the right timing here. Flashes in your face of Util there. That's a good connection and a great adjustment. Really, really ready for that.
Very nice idea there. Vice flash through and very aware from Levius that there could have been a potential push. Perhaps based on the footage that they've seen of RRQ playing against Fnatic, or maybe just a protocol and an awareness. Because Jemkin hits a couple nice shots there, but this duel secures the round and sets Billy up again. They've won the majority of the pistols in this match, but they were even on Lotus, the map that they lost. A Bucky from Neff, of all things, on such a large map.
It's really bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be holding close to chokes, inside his smokes, probably. It's not a great weapon for versatility across Abyss.
Heavy setup, though. It's going to be broken here. Levius just jiggling one way into your face, though, will be forced to respect it. A knife not broken in time here. Gets a good tag. High tide across, rips its way across mid to try and buy a bit of time for the rest of the team. That's a deep TP by Munyet. Just trying to bait and really create a bit of chaos as well. RRQ are finding them way to get back into this one, into the back of the side. The smoke's obfuscating and hiding the intent. Rusha just with his share of purchase. They'll work it out for him. Stun him there by the Classic. If that didn't do it, the Shock Dart might have. Player advantage now, but that Paranoia sweeps as well. Just trying to see if they can hold this one down. Collecting the kills at the end, Billy.
Even with the Bucky, Brent. Even with the Bucky coming through towards the end.
Could have got dicey, though.
No, it really could. I think RRQ were in a position to win, but the Paranoia from Neff caught onto a lot of those players over by Cliff. Now, this is a mental play from Monet. I wonder if he's going to do that on a rifle round. That seems a bit too risky.
Sent it.
Yeah, they were very confident. They've done a lot of economic damage. Neff forcing up into this one.
Big walk down on mid. Cam. Broken. Forces respect out of Billy. Rusha and Neff have to back themselves out. Right against the back wall. Doesn't actually take out the drone.
I think it got broken, didn't it?
Yeah, it might have.
Quite a lot of pressure around the map here. Neff's going walkabouts again.
On a lot of these fights, you're taking it just that Util into your hand. Crazy guy, lucky he's alive there. Just backs himself out on either side, really, redrawing those battle lines.
But constant pressure coming out from Billy. Both of these teams were aggressive on Sunset, walking down mid plenty. But Neff has just been everywhere already, leaving B and rotating over towards A.
He's hyperactive.
Trying to anticipate, trying to get ahead of the calls coming out of his former teammate, Crazy Guy.
What's going on in the RRQ camp? What are they calling here?
Back over towards B.
Didn't break any of the Util over towards A.
Crazy Guy can drone and push back Neff if he was playing close here.
He's there. Could have his time to strike, but again, that Great Crash is going to be expiring at this point.
30 seconds
Doesn't want to overstay towards the back of the site. Another high tide as well to try and cut this one up, and it does make it difficult to chew through if you are RRQ.
Look at this position from Jemkin, though. He can see over the top of it. So if they can set him up into that spot on their attack rounds,
would be nice, yeah,
he
he's
can
ready.
Feast.
Primed, ready to pounce onto YZ. Any more peaks as well where that came from, but he needs some help. What is that? Rapid adjustment as well, and he's ready for the onslaught, ready for the fight to be taken. Dishing it straight back at him. Billy not with much to work with here. Levius would be hunting and hoping for a bit of a gun, and there is one in the vicinity. He's got a rifle. They're backing themselves out here. They don't want no part of this fight. RRQ are going to be giving this round.
You add Jemkin's 2 Sheriff kills in the pistol round onto what he just did there.
Is he back?
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for it. We've been waiting for a Jemkin takeover game. He played well on Lotus, but still not up to his own high standards, I would say. It's a little bit, looking at Jemkin at these big global events does remind me a little of Raga and how... Now, Jemkin has not been as candid and vocal about any, you know, mental issues that he's facing. Raga's been astoundingly candid about that kind of stuff.
Very transparent.
But it does feel like there's more to get out of this guy, and if he's hitting shots like that, I mean, those were very clean taps.
It's crispy.
That's a big win condition for RRQ. On a map where we don't have too many expectations about who should even be the favorite on Abyss.
Oh, it's getting a little bit weird here for Billy too. In terms of rifles, only the 2 to work with.
Look at that recon dart the crazy guy threw. It only is useful in case Billy are pushing out B. But Neff's conditioned them to be a bit afraid of it.
K9 up towards the top there, got to be careful. Keeping his head intact, dart up towards the top. There's a big reveal. Neff, oh, he's eager. He wants to play, man. He wants it.
I'm surprised he didn't at least send one there. I think he could have caught Jemkin.
Could have been a freebie. Not quite, though. Here it is, primed with a flash overhead. Left click onto that one, getting a good blind. And as K9 tries to turn, even Neff's being dealt with. Players crumble, toppled as they try and really put up a good fight and push back. It's a pocket to play in. Rusha could drop down into it. He tries to take that timing, and there's that gap over the wall potentially there. Rusha spotted out though. Monyet, Hawkeye on top of it.
And Cushy still with that big ultimate to be able to play with in the next rifle round. Levius forced to back it up and save this Vandal. Save the full armor as well. They've got a great opportunity, RRQ, in the next round to just slam an A hit. Knives are really good on this map as well. It's a bit of a weird one because, I mean, Knives are always is a good ult, the Bladestorm for the Jet, but on this map you can get, you know, out across the map somewhere. You updraft literally above the Abyss and you can get some crazy A execs going. So Aspas tried to do a B retake, throwing himself off the map as well. That was a bit bizarre, but you combo it with a KO ult and RRQ could put something really nice together on the A side here. Pressure's going to be back on Billy. And this, we are expecting it to be an attack-sided map. That's how Abyss usually plays out. Now take a look what the defense is cooking here.
Kana's got no armor.
That is
bizarre. So he can buy the op for YZ.
Well, YZ better find value with it.
Yeah, it's feels like the bank is just being pressed constantly in this game so far for Billy.
Both players with ults on RRQ leaning over towards B early on here, so not listening to me with my idea of the A exec. But they know best, honestly. Russia with a cascade.
Yeah.
Fairly deep down mid.
More reminiscent of what we're used to.
Yeah, Billy should be able to put a lot of pressure down mid.
Very tight angle to work with, but Livius has been really sharp, shooting well.
Attackers, though, droning it up. RRQ taking a lot of this space, creating presence in mid, breaking the door into A vents.
Livius. Eddie up. Could find his chance here, but that's a big ult as well. That's going to be taking away most of the setup. Still got the Thorns off, but he's way out into the open. Still barely able to get out of there. Down into the back, sets it up perfectly though. Jemkin with the kill. And Xfira ready to cover as well for that heaven angle. No peeks to be happening. Oh, no, what a shot.
Sharp from Monyet. Top fragger on Lotus.
YZ left to try and play this retake, but yeah, they have no inclination to do so. Not with the operator.
You've got no hope.
Getting overwhelmed with these B-pops.
And this is one of the reasons why this map does tend to be attack-sided. Because you get some level of utility that's just coming down this lane on the outside of the map, and it's so difficult to anchor on B. You know, you see Fnatic do it with the breach and the pull for the Astra. You saw Monyet do it here with the paranoia. Combo that with a KO ultimate, and you got very little chance. YZ, they are breathing down the back of his neck.
Yeah, they want this operator and they want to take it away. They are rapidly approaching his position now. Nowhere to look at this point. No easy fight to be taken.
That's devastating for
Billy.
Billy.
The grave, and it really is. I mean, the money has just been brutal the entire map so far for Billy.
And that was the problem on Lotus too. They kind of force-bought themselves into oblivion.
Yeah.
If you remember back to the end of Lotus, there was so many rounds where even if they had guns, they weren't buying crucial pieces of utility. And already here we've seen K-Knight try to force up without armor. RRQ feeling a little more relaxed now that they've got off to a good beginning.
Yeah. Timeout taken here for Billy. Hit the panic button a little bit here, but I mean, in terms of stuff they're doing wrong, I mean, I suppose B has been a bit of a sore spot for them. Trying to hold that one down.
They also just, again, the KO is so powerful. If you get hit by the knife and you're trying to anchor on site, it's pretty devastating. I do like, actually, setups where it's mostly relying on a help utility when you're playing against a KO. So, for example, if you're running the Vice, right? Putting the Vice util on the opposite side to the one that the Vice is playing on. So at least then your Omen, for example, can anchor B with Thorns and Wall. So even if the Omen gets hit by the ult or the knife, the Vice util doesn't turn off. So I like those kind of setups. But not many teams running them. K-Knight's ultimate should be helpful here, but again, they've forced up, Brent.
This is so bizarre.
I think it's an error, but you know, they'll have some money actually going into the next.
I mean, the loser's bonus will kick in, but
it's only YZ that won't be able to buy it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
But he'll have his ult for the next round, so then he maybe is just going for a judge. I mean,
you're force buying yourself into oblivion.
They're on the edge of being able to make it work. They're definitely taking liberties with their own money.
It's not like you force up RRQ are on the edge of oblivion themselves. What is that? Keep on either side. Rushia's lucky to live.
Yeah, it's actually HP. Not a good angle for Rushia to be holding.
No. Sends out a high tide though as that response. Running off mid away from RRQ. Slow and steady has been their game plan for all of these rounds so far, and it's worked out.
Especially if they think their opponents are ecoing. They've been very slow and cautious in those situations. So they could absolutely find themselves in a spot where the clock's their worst enemy. They're going back into the stack on A.
Neff close to the judge. Walking up most of the way here. Rush just trying to hold that angle, and he does connect straight to the dome. Judge in close quarters. Neff finally will strike. And okay, who are we to judge? Force by every round. Listen.
It pays off in this situation. It absolutely does. A flawless half by force kind of round for Billy there. Couldn't ask for a better moment to get themselves back in the game. RRQ had one of those on Lotus too. MasterCard drifted and got them back into things, but here Billy are also ahead in terms of the ults. So this is time for them to get feet underneath them and a snowball going. They've had their big round, the lifeline, and now time to get back on the right track. Look at all of the ults they have to work with. This comp has such good ultimates on the defense side and attack, actually.
Playing retake is going to be simplified, or even just flood defending if they want to try and go for that.
Yeah. I mean, a flood defend with a Harvest overall is ridiculously strong.
Yeah, there it is. Not going to be broken. Knife on top of it as well, so a lot of the util not really connected, but YC's blinded up. Doesn't know that there's players just nipping at the heels to try and get a taste of him, and that's a Hunter's Fury that connects! Crazy guy sniping K-Knight out of the fight. TP punished in the end, and this is a desperate dash, isn't it? Russia trying to hold on to any sort of defense, but again, no one wants to take the fight against him. In a 1v3, they dissipate. They back out away, realizing they've got the entirety of A for free.
I think early on here, in this match, Billy was playing the ult rounds better, but RRQ have completely outplayed them there. Yeah. They knew what was coming. Like I said, the Harbor ult's overall flood defend is so strong, and Crazy Guy has the perfect read on where K-Knight is ulting from, and just snipes him back. Sova diffed. Owned. Unlucky kid.
Just when that wind was beneath their sails, Billy dropped back again. Even Rusha might not even get to keep this gun. This Crazy Guy is holding these avenues, and yeah, knife out, not ready for that fight at all. RRQ hold on to a lead.
Billy still have money. It's not the end of the world for them, but as you said, this was where I think they had the best opportunity of starting some kind of snowball. Look at how nice this is. What a snipe. And even with K-Knight trying to dodge it by going up in the air, Crazy Guy reads it. And they don't overcommit to the B exec as well. They bait out those ults remarkably well. Very good. Jemkin yet to use the Blade Storm on the attack side here, but going over towards A, could absolutely use it to take the fight to Levius.
Flash rapid take of A main.
He's been one of Billy's best players today, Levius. But he's also had some moments where he fell a bit flat. We were putting a lot of attention on his Steel Garden usage on those rounds towards the end of the Lotus defense. But his aim has been remarkably good.
Cascade up. Rusha. A lot of pressure coming his way here, straight through that wall too, and that's going to be fading momentarily, ready for the jump spot. They've been hearing it, the sound cues collecting, Paranoia even connecting on top of that one, so K-Knight pushed way back out of the extremities, can't really hold on to this one, trying to slayer it down with a bit of that raw spam, and okay, if you line them out with a rifle fire, maybe you can find a way in, especially with that spike drop down. I'll take the peek here. Spike was reclaimed, Munyet didn't have to wait for the smoke timing for that one. Just grabs it, commits to the plan. Crazy guy holding this though. Does he realize that the position that Neff is in?
They have Paranoia for this.
Spotting out multiple players now. That's all three of them noted. Paranoia sweeping, only the one connection. A deeper flash than that. YZ blinds himself in the process, but still they have that side control. Good awareness on the rare of everybody else's. Munyet, deep TP that he commits. Full sticks, and even just absolutely takes out Neff here. No one is looking towards him. RRQ, they worked him in a neutral.
I mean, what is that?
Communication just not quite there or something, I don't know, but...
They're also, I think, just not anticipating him going for
but
such a bold
first
play.
Kill, no one's looking behind.
No, I mean, definitely an issue with the comms. You're dead right with that. But Neff was thinking about it and almost can't quite believe that Munyet is in that position. Bale's not happy.
Well, they had every advantage going into that.
Shouting across the stage.
Yeah. Huge play by Munyet, though.
Using the name his mother gave him. That's criminal stuff.
That's crazy. Crazy stuff on the champ stage. A lot of pressure over him. xFaro's going to be receiving this. Slower play by RRQ, as is the case normally. It's going to be caught, though, and that is a lot of Utah coming his way. Blinded up. Molly at your back of the feet as well. Everybody going to be watching for this one angle. They know roughly the position that Levius wants to play. He's not going to be escaping the ire of this one. RRQ hunting them down. Any attempt at a flood defense swatted down. K-Knight and YZ going to be rapidly trying to play into this one, but they do not have the guns for it. K-Knight trickling in. One rifle to his name, but at this point, he's probably going to be wanting to save it.
It's like the Harbor Util doesn't exist, Brent.
No.
They're running this high tide. They're running the Cascade in mid, and RRQ are just disrespecting it, or waiting for the Cascade to fall. xFaro surely got the time in here, and bullets to the back of the head. K-Knight executed, and rifle taken out of the equation for the next. A flawless round from RRQ. And take a look at this in the replay and just think about how easy it is for RRQ to get past all of this Harbor Util. They're up so quick because they're pushing back any of the places that you might try to defend it.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, these knives are getting connections onto Levius constantly.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't have any delay util.
Absolutely.
Maybe with a high tide and his full kit.
Online, if they can win a pistol, they might not be out of this, but RRQ, the wind in their sails, everything going right for them currently.
Adjustments are finally being made with the defensive setups too. To cross map with the Razor Vines as well onto B.
Yeah.
Levius is not playing near it.
Not with the wall though, and the second set of Thorns and the flash, so it's not like he's doing a full help util setup.
Cam broken nice and early. Spotting out YZ. Doesn't give away the game too early that the setup has changed ever so slightly. Shock even missing the Razor Vine off to the corner. Neff taking a lot of damage in the process. He's suppressed up. Up onto a perch. High Tide is going to be whistling its way across the B side to try and help out, but RRQ, I don't think they want any part of this. They've been having their success really just hitting into the Vice setup, trying to catch knives onto it. xFaro. Walkabout.
Again, there was a Cascade in mid. He just walked through it.
Disrespecting a lot of that util, but that drone you will have to respect. Cage forwards, breaks it. Let's get a tag on him. Could get spammed down into the bottom section of mid. He has to tuck tight here. Another Cage on top of it. xFaro, there's no way he gets out. Surely not. He's out of there. 50 health.
And RRQ were in on A, or at least they were. Baited out the wall.
A lot of damage done.
And actually, they could go back to Munyet on B if they wanted to.
Yeah, if they wanted to. I mean, they've spotted a lot of rotations coming through mid.
Yeah, xFaro knows that there were a lot of people trying to fight him there.
Choosing to walk up though with 35 seconds left. Maybe the timing a little bit too tight. They cut noise.
But also look at what's happening with Billy. They're
all over the place.
They're scrambling. They don't know which direction to go in.
All because of this cut in the noise. A dart sends it flying forward, so that's surely going to be a signal. things to come. Okay, Knight, that dart needs to be broken, and it is in time, so he's not able to spam from that possible position. Steel Garden forwards now. Knives are going to be let loose in the leash, but that spike has dropped down, and there needs to be kills coming and claimed for Urusha. Collects it. Everybody's scrambling now, and Body's starting to drop. These are backflips occurring on the opposite side of things, but time is just fully away from them. It's Munyet who has to full stick this one, and he's being pressured from everywhere.
Billy with bodies in mid, managed to find which avenue RRQ are trying to exploit and get there just in time.
Out of my way.
We were asking the question, how many do they need on defense? 4 and a pistol. It ain't bad. Jemkin just couldn't quite land the shot with his ult there. K-Knight one away from getting another Hunter's Fury up. So Billy still with chances of even tying this one up at the half.
Still a way back in.
And that would be an enormous recovery.
It's felt like RRQ largely in control.
YZ's picked up a judge, because they didn't have very much money coming out the back of this still. The KO ult is so powerful. I think they've got the read at this point that Levius is liking to lean over towards A. So KO ult through mid, very standard call.
Yeah, through heaven. Are we going to get a catch here? It's a drone and a cascade used at the same time. It's a big tag. It will force RRQ back and away.
Double tag.
On the other side of things as well, even catching onto Levius. So now you know where he's playing. K1 can get good value. Crazy guy. Bit of a bait of the wall, but they don't want to go in that direction. Moving over towards B.
Yeah, RRQ got scared off by the drone. Hand got revealed. And they're thinking that Billy would have been stacking A. Actually, they're still running a 2-1-2 defense. And I think Crazy Guy might be starting to get the read now because he was able to jump, bait that wall. And so back into just a standard A pop.
Timing on the dart, it's bad.
Levius
don't know how.
Have a bit of a nightmare here. Oh,
that dart, I think it just landed right behind the lip of it.
It has really made them think that
RRQ
are going to be.
20 seconds left now. That's going to be no command out. Thorn's at least deaded preemptively. Champion's going to be sending it flying forwards anyway. Util's still ready, potentially for an attempt to try and defend this one, but all Billy players going through spawn. It's random spam that's potentially going to save them. Smoke dissipates. It's coverage from Jemkin. Make sure to defend, making sure to watch that one here. Broken from behind. Levius is twisting, turning, scared about the potential of that backstabbing. The players are starting to group up now. Forwards, trying to fire on all cylinders. Seeing if they can take this fight, but why is he just swinging with a bloody judge, man? And players are fooled. Toppled from Billy.
Door early on in mid, too. They make sure they break the door in the post plant, put pressure on the Heaven players, but take a look at some of these shots in the replay. He's a turret up there.
It's a brutal one. In the VOD review after this, Billy going to be taking a look at this round. And that dart just not getting the presence, not getting broken. This is a close map. If this is what it comes down to, the wire, 1 or 2 rounds being the difference maker.
And a very important pistol after this as well that Billy are going to kind of have to win no matter what. But if they can get this to a 7-5, man, that is a huge recovery, and the weaponry is terrible for it. It'd take a miracle.
They have ults. At least they have that at their disposal. Drone has to be broken, and it is. Neff tagged up. Backs himself out. YZ spotted though onto the cross, and there's a lot of spam coming his way. Bullets firing down. There's a hail of that lead as well. Jemkin's right up in your face. Taking it close and personal here. There's a reckoning offloaded with that. Hunter's Fury trying to combo it all. Still has to be said. Billy have ways back in. It all comes down to that pistol round.
A great half though from Jemkin and Xfero. One on the lurk and one on the entry. You see it here again. Just rubbing faces with them. And they both get those big picks towards the end. Xfero finishes. The ults again. Crazy Guy trying to cancel out what K-Knight was up to.
We're going to send it down to the stage now. Lewis standing by with another very special guest.
And we're lucky enough to have fans coming from all over the world to root for their team. Tiki, une fan BLG, vient de me rejoindre. And Tiki, we know that you're a BLG fan given the sign, but I wanted to know, when did this journey start? When did you start rooting for the BLG boys?
a bit of a duelist diff to open. He was on the favored side of the map, on the attack side, but he also got some crushing openers, nearly 3,000 damage in the half.
Glimpses of that Jemkin of old.
And also bullying all of the players at the bottom of the scoreboard for Billy, kind of pushing them down there. YZ, Rusia, and Levius. Mimi was talking about the need for Rusia to step up. I don't think the Harbor got very much value whatsoever on the defense side. They're going to need big value from it on the attack. It should make playing retake a bit more difficult. The ult should also be huge, but all of this is predicated on getting a pistol and getting those ult cycling, economy flowing. It is a very important round right here.
Round 13, do or die. You slip up, if you trip, there are no more second chances. It is your year, done, finished. Billy, the big group up. Knife is broken, so it denies some concrete information. RRQ don't know exactly how many players are stacked up over towards A.
Cover going out.
Slow and steady for Billy. Slow siege attempt, no real util being used, but an angle for Cushy, spotted out there, just sticking out as he was crouched up onto the line. High tide.
Recon.
Way forwards, Recon on top of it. There are gaps to play in here. It's not a full clearance of Billy, but no one on the site to really punish.
Double shock as well.
First one going wide as anything. Rusha committing to a plant. More unorthodox position. Cascade as well to replace the smoke that left, but that's going to be feigning momentarily.
Right here. Yeah, double cascade here. Does make it difficult, but all of this util used very early on.
Drops down, knife alongside it as well. Now as that wall does drop down, fading down, there's a lot of damage done, but the kills are just fully filled up in the feed. RRQ painting a picture in teal, and they are dominating this one with a pistol round win. We're now getting into desperation for Billy.
A perfect timing there to get back through. Exactly as that cascade is about to fall over towards spawn, RRQ come barreling back in. With 3-4 players, difficult, really tough on a pistol round. You know, you don't have a rifle to spray these guys down, so the tight spacing works really well. Billy didn't get enough kills, I don't think, here to force. They've got to go for an eco.
Yeah.
Down 9-4, I think some teams would maybe try to opt into a force buy. Billy have done it on some previous rounds too, when it's been on a knife's edge. Couldn't ask for a better moment to try to get a thrifty, but it's going to be tough with only 3 classics to work with.
Yeah, it's one of the worst maps to be really taking a full-on eco on. Long sight lines on of it. And there we see it. I mean, Jemkin, hyper-favored there. Down to set him up. All respect, a lot of this util. High Tide's going to be cutting its way all the way through onto the site. Gives access an avenue to plant. That was not intended. Shot down, rebounding right into your face, but this is a plant down, and I'll be seeing them pressing a little bit further forward here with that cascade, but the bullets and the aim needs to be sharp here from Jemkin. Really holding his own composure. Final bullet will do it. A 4-piece for him. Safe to say this guy is back.
Turning up for one of the first times, actually, on a global stage. This is the guy that you've seen if you've been watching Pacific, watching RRQ. All of that resilience in the lower bracket in Pacific. Reverse sweeps, comebacks. Here they're up by 6 rounds. But it's taken a lot of mental grit from Jemkin to find his form. 21 kills across these 14 rounds played. You see what Billy were going for there as well. That, you know, they got the high tide out and they're trying to fight RRQ right before their wall drops. Trying to make it so that they're the ones grabbing the momentum. But then you end up just pushing your own high tide. It's a weird one.
It's all on this now, round 15. Full investment. Billy were waiting for it.
Got to assume that Rushy is going to be playing for the ult orb. I mean, he's 2 away, right? If you can get this for the post plant, that should really stop RRQ from being able to pull off these nice retakes. Now, do you want to use it in a round like this? RRQ have got bad weaponry, but it's desperate times calling for desperate measures, I think.
Every round you can get.
Yeah.
What they need, so.
They need to confirm these rounds. It's just a rough scenario to be in. You're down by 6, and in theory, you want to be using the Harbor ult to continue your snowball, not to win rounds where you should already be favored. But,
yeah.
I mean, needs must.
Tagging top mid with the high tide as well makes it feel like there's a lot of pressure out through mid, which is exactly what it is. Doll and Dart being broken.
If they do go back over towards B, Brent, you've got Jemkin on this position with his knives active, and he could bring the hurt to Levius. but the spike heading towards A instead.
It's umming and ahhing around the map. Kill trip and a setup where they've been going for that plant as well, so Heaven gets smoked off. Sphero, we can see if he can maybe get a bit of a spam kill off. Clone though. Going to absorb up the trip, so no issues there. A lot of spam raining down. Bits and pieces of damage done, but no real pushback, so that plant will be going down. Billy can find themselves into a post plant.
They didn't give Rushia the plant, so no opportunity even for this Harbor ult.
Can't waiting. Held for now by Crazy Guy. Smoke in your face, Cam spotting it. It's a heavy, heavy side setup. Billy playing everybody on board. Looking to try and take these fights forwards as well, trying to obfuscate as well. It's an updraft along to the side. This flash and a dash play. Jemkin slices and dices. And that might just be the nail in the coffin. RRQ up to 11. The economy boomed for BLG.
The retakes have looked so clean today. Everyone's caught by a piece of util. They're getting a kill with a flash, a kill with a recon coming through, and then 2 players forced to play inside, destroyed. How the dinosaurs went extinct. Save that for when you play against Paper Rex.
Yeah, I was going to say. Saw smiles, though, in their camp, of course, for good reason.
Look at the kill differential, man. Jemkin's got nearly 3 times as many kills as the top fragger on Billy.
3 and 9. Flash through the wall.
They desperately need a hero. Otherwise, this is going to be another VCT-CN team sent packing, sent home.
Full group up now. Rushia. Got that reckoning. Looking to let it loose now over towards B, but they still have these kill trip setups. Jemkin dash backing away. Dart, bad for them. Beams of light are going to be pointed towards the direction of most of these players, but just trying to vacate most of the area. Now fighting all the way back in. Jemkin! Jemkin!
He can't be stopped!
Can't be doing this to the man! And the util just delayed onset with the damage. Jemkin is set up for perfection here. 3 from him. Threats from the flank. Bit by bit, piece by piece. RRQ are not giving Billy an inch.
No chance, no hope. Not with Jemkin playing like this. It's astonishing. The setup with the util, by the way, is phenomenal. To just give some credit to Crazy Guy and Cushy, because obviously you look at the scoreboard and Jemkin's frying, but you know, the 3rd kill that he gets there is a guy lit up like a Christmas tree through smokes. And the retake util has also been fabulous. RRQ just able to play their own game today in these second 2 maps.
10 seconds left.
And showcasing a much better map pool as well, compared to the match that we saw them open against Fnatic. They did, of course, play on Abyss, but Fnatic's comp a bit of a weird one. RRQ seem much more comfortable here today playing against the Harbor.
Plays into their wheelhouse now, up to 12. One more round will do it. Will send Billy home. An early exit from champs, and they want. It's all about survival when you get down to the elimination stage.
Look at the disrespect on the Harbor util again. It's like it doesn't exist.
He does not care.
Oh, I actually said that it was support from Crazy Guy there. I'm wrong.
Kill trip, right?
It was the kill trip, yeah. But I mean, in the previous rounds too, it has just been excellent util support. Whole team working to make Jemkin look like a god, but his form has also come out at just the right time.
There's the guy spamming away with that Sheriff. Has the Odin as well. It's a big reveal with the dart. He's going to be sending it flying forwards for a couple of bullets, but does need to be careful of being overwhelmed. Forwards again is the play, but that knife is going to be slowing him down, so it's util wasted. Billy really can't afford. Might be trying to get them all the way in here. The Thorns to try and find a way in, but they are getting picked to pieces, pulled apart. The choke point will not stop them whatsoever. RRQ lights out for the finish. 13-4, and they will continue their run at champs.
Finally, we see RRQ in the form that should be expected from a team that's reached the very heights domestically inside Pacific. Ewok all smiles. The team reaching its potential. Jemkin over 400 ACS. And a 2-1 victory that sends Billy home. This is the RRQ that was promised. This is the RRQ that might have a great shot of getting out of groups into playoffs.
Really showing that resilience that they were talking about after the first map's coaching interview too. Yeah. Unfortunately, that does mean we have to say
He should.
Yeah, he should be.
Seriously, circumstances.
Yeah, given the circumstances, too. But this man on your screen, Spirizy1, Dan Drya's favorite player, guess why? But he has just been a shining beacon, Mimi. He's been really, really good.
Yeah, this guy was incredible in their game. I loved how confident he looked on the champion stage. It didn't look like he missed a beat from playing in CN to stepping up here. So many of those impact rounds you're talking about with the clutches, with the multi-frags, were him pulling it off. And on top of that, he's standing up after all these rounds, bringing just an incredible energy to the game for DRG.
Yeah, so many of the impact is also found at the beginning of the round. I know that we just come from a series where a few players were like very, very key. He was, Spears was absolutely one of the keys for DRG to get the win. A lot of many untraded first kills. So he's confident, he knows what to get it, and he's most likely going to be good for 2.
He was so composed as well.
Yes.
When all of his teammates were doing God knows what, he was so composed. But the thing is, on the other side of this, it is a G2 that lost their opening game.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the situations none of us saw coming.
And I think the conversation has to go back to their corrode because they still have not figured this map out. They tried this new composition, putting the Rays into the mix, playing the Sage, and honestly, it just did not look good. They had good ideas on their defense, but when they got to their attacking side, it looked like they had a one-dimensional game plan around prioritizing the Rays up, and anytime Jojimo was dead, they could not get out of these choke points. They could not show any deeper depth. For a team that normally comes out with great new ideas and is always excellent when they innovate, this was a huge disappointment for G2.
To me, this echoes and resembles a lot what we were speaking about. Oh, the Fnatic game actually told more about themselves than they did about RRQ. To me, this also told more about Heretics, because probably they did not expect that Heretics was going to go for Corrode, that they were going to change the composition, and they were going to perform the way they did, because Heretics was also a question coming out of the playoffs in EMEA, being like, oh, are we going to see another team that ends up in the grand final, or is EMEA doomed?
The thing is, though, that G2 has been in these positions before. This year's been a lot more dominant, but in the past, this has been the team who's always had to go down below through that lower bracket, and I think you still have to favor them, even in a really unusual position for 2025 G2.
And despite the loss, Valorant actually had a pretty good mindset in the post-match press conference. Let's take a listen.
Some days you win, some days you lose, and unfortunately today we're on the bad side of that. But there were still some good moments. I think we were having a lot of fun on there, and even though the game was stressful, like, we were managing to keep our morale high, keep each other, and, you know, just feel good on stage. I still am proud of the guys for how we went and performed, because if you look at how maybe we've played in previous international games, maybe we have a bit more of a tense look on our face. Maybe it's a bit more stressful. But today it felt like, regardless, we were just battling through the storm and keeping each other laughing, keeping each other smiling, and I think that's a really big improvement for us. And if we can continue that into the next match, I think we're going to destroy these next 2 teams and make playoffs.
And that's the Baby Bay guarantee. You know, we're giving all of his teammates, keeping them high on the vibes as well. But we also have to mention, you know, with EDG out, there's only 3 players left that could win champs twice. And 2 of them are playing today. It is Jogamo versus Demon 1 in the lower bracket. How crazy is that?
It is such a wild story. These 2, of course, won that trophy together in 2023.
What a year.
And, you know, for Demon 1, it was not a great year for him in 2024. Doesn't play to start 2025. We didn't think we'd see him on this stage, only to get the last-second opportunity to play with DRG. But, Bea, that's not the only opportunity he had. He was one of 2 candidates that Josh OT was looking at to sub in when Leaf was sick for America's Stage 2. They picked Baby Bay instead, which is this huge controversial
And it was great. Why would you not?
It was great. But now, Demon 1, the guy who didn't get picked for that opportunity, gets to play them at champs.
I guess that the idea is that it was such a good year for him, like the way that he closed 2023, that we expected maybe that when we saw Demon 1 back at the international stage, back at the global stage, it was going to be because he earned it, because he worked so hard for it, but we haven't seen it ever since. So seeing him here in this circumstances, playing in a different role, is still performing, always good.
And speaking of Jogamo, his opponent, Jen Lee, also had the opportunity to speak with him earlier.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here with Jogamo of G2. Hey, what's up, Jogamo?
How are you?
Good, thank you. Congratulations on your 3 trophies in a row. Well, domestically, that is 3 in a row, but an international one seems to elude you. quite continuously. So what can you do to make sure that you don't let this one slip away?
Yeah, we definitely proved ourselves in our region. I think that's a great starting stone for us. We've been trying to accomplish that goal for a while as well. We did fall short in Bangkok, but that was just some upsets that we had for ourselves. We were working throughout all these events, Toronto, even now champs, even with the loss that we had last week. I mean, we're here for the bigger trophy, of course, right? We're a little bit scared of our opponents sometimes, but we know that we need to come back and show what we're here for. We're here to grab that trophy, so that's our goal.
Well, speaking of your opponents, you have Demon One on the other side. Last time you were at Champs, you were playing with him, and now you got to run into him in the server. Are you excited or are you scared?
Yeah, it's kind of weird not seeing him in the same jersey as me, but I mean, now he's in my crosshair, so it's going to be a different story today.
Ooh, all right. Can't wait to see it. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was so cold. Demon One is in his crosshair now. But I feel like I might be in trouble, potentially.
Or you might be right. Who knows? Absolutely. Why not? It wouldn't be the first surprise. I love to hear something that he says about they have dominated their region. Now they have to do it globally. It's like they have all the homework done ready, but still need to prove it here.
Well, DRG, they need a win to stay in VCT, and G2, they need to prove that their era isn't made of fool's gold. Will VCTCN continue to dream crush the NA teams? Let's send it down to the stage and get some answers.
Dragon Range Gaming versus G2 Esports. We be like different. Come with this.
When they talk about a David versus Goliath match, this is what they're referring to. America's #1 seed, the tournament favorite, playing against CN's team that is fighting for VCT to stay alive, playing with a sub as well, and all of that just to stay alive. Winning here doesn't even guarantee you playoffs.
It is wild. Two Ascension teams with very different expectations. All the questions for G2 went back to that corrode that was so disappointing against Heretics, and we see them here banning it away in the first round. I think this is a much better decision for G2. They instead elect to play the Abyss, which has always been a great map for them.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have to see it on the tournament. Of course, we have not seen them play the other day. Lotus being picked by DRG, the map that they picked also in the first one, and something that we love to see also from the side of G2. They've proven to be very, very comfortable with this. But honestly, maybe I agree with you, that Abyss, to me, is the keystone to this match.
For those that remember G2's beginning of the year, this was one of their strongholds when they made it to the finals at Masters Bangkok. And I think a lot of it was defined by Leaf on the Chamber. He was away for most of America, but he came back in playoffs. He played great, and I do think we get it, because they've been showing a lot of Chamber, even on other maps. The Agent has been buffed since the last time they played it. I hope we get to see that, but that's going to be map number 2. Instead, we start off on this Lotus, which is, I think, pretty comfortable for both teams.
Yeah, and speaking about the Chamber, we did see G2 playing against the Chamber on the side of Team Heretics. Miniboo was having a field day in that moment, but focusing on the Lotus, G2, as you know, they stick to their guns, they keep the Tejo in, it's something that they tried to play without, then decided to go back in, and every single loss will give you more information onto what things work and do not work.
DRG should have won Lotus against T1. It came down to a couple clutches. There's one round the difference in overtime, but they looked really good, in my opinion, with the Waylay, your double duelist composition. It was the first time they played that version. Their attack side executes in particular were very potent. They showed great synergy with that comp.
Does anyone in Americas play something similar to this composition, this double duelist?
There's other double duelist teams. There's like people will play like your Neon, but not on Lotus, and definitely not like a Waylay double duelist look. So it's going to have to be something G2 we're looking at in that T1 VOD before playing today.
Yeah, and I wonder how G2 will maneuver around this comp as well, because traditionally we talk about Viper versus no Viper, but on the side of DRG, it's going to be fine for them, you know, but being able to play into that Viper, I don't think they're going to have too many issues compared to some of the other comps.
No, I don't think so. And also, there's so many bots on how G2 likes to play this map against different compositions, as Mimi's saying. So the preparation should be there on a map that they're already comfortable, because remember, they're playing with a sub, so there's not that many maps that he should be 100% on.
So if Agent Select goes the way we expect, I think this is going to be a great example of the two directions teams have gone since Bangkok. We saw the teams that hard index into double duelists. We saw the teams that hard index into control comps, slower style of Valorant. G2 is the latter, DRG is the prior, and so we get to see this slow, controlled G2 attack side against the all-out aggression of DRG's excellent double duelist look.
And I think Nick deserves a lot of credit as well from the way that they played against T1. He was not the issue. It was the late rounds that let the team down.
Yeah, absolutely. But when I look at this and I see G2 starting on the attack, Joe, of course, is going to block that Euro, we assume. Yeah, he's locked it. I cannot wait for Joe to going to see and fight Demon 1 on that 1v1. I think everybody wants to see that.
It's going to be so sick. Former teammates in 2025 after choosing not to pick him up. To see that again would just be amazing.
I can't wait to see it indeed. And of course, G2, you know, they're playing for that golden era. They're playing to stay alive. DRG, they still have to think about the fact that they could drop into Ascension, a very, very important game. And I can't remember the last time the Pansy and Hypod got to cast Demon 1. So what an exciting day.
I think I remember
I have a pretty good idea.
Quite a big game from Demon 1 last time we got to see him at a champs like this. But it's a very different situation, Mike, right? This is a totally new scenario, but there's so many narratives, so many storylines we could touch on. What's leading your thoughts with this head-to-head?
Yeah, I mean, in comparison to yesterday's game, I think the opening series for both these teams are probably just tough matchups, right? Because you come to champs, there's not necessarily an easy run. It's a fairly unforgiving format in that regard. If you draw, you know, Heretics and T1,
Big boy first.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, the only real outlier to that, we're coming back to Lotus, which both of these teams actually struggled on. Again, losses, but versus Heretics and likes T1, they're no slouches, right?
No.
But to come in today, you've got to lean toward, again, G2 map win rate overall, I think, sitting around 70%. This is a stronghold for them.
I mean, to my eye, though, the result DRG got against T1, even in the loss, hitting what OTs, looking pretty solid. I don't think they're as much of a slouch as people may think they are. Already a bit of a draw of blood as this patient hold towards middle finally broke. You got to look at the HP that they're walking away with this from, though. Both losing out on one, but Nick's down low, Ackerman down low. Got to be careful now. There's still that Sheriff and the Frenzy in play for G2.
Leaf next up here to potentially find one, but catch the stun here. No chance of a swing out for Flexin. He's going to get up close behind this smoke as well. He's actually got timing.
It always works. That position always seems to work. And Leaf caught just drifting in. And that's a recovered Sheriff too, and a player advantage. And you've got to look at Jonah P's HP now. This becomes a huge point of it. 2 HP to work with. All 3 from G2 stacked towards Tree. DRG still with utility to play back in with this. You've got to look towards Nick, you've got to look towards Flexin. Carefully clearing through sight. First bit of stall committed. Trent's still got util to play on here, but this is getting sketchy. They've got to get a move on DRG. Got to try and draw these G2 players out. Draw out that utility! Demon 1! That's gotta feel so damn sweet.
3 to close out the pistol. Convincing fashion. Again, as soon as that util comes off cooldown, they're just stuck in such an awkward position. And the timing here, Leaf falling, I think he's maybe feeling as if he's the one with the upper hand in this situation.
Enemy remaining.
What a start. The substitute here versus G2.
And I've loved watching Demon 1 even play a role that he's not traditionally known for. I think he's got the balance right. I think he knows when to stay, when to leave, and I think mechanically, you can't write him out when he's motivated.
I mean, way back when, back even scrimming for EG, he was on the Cypher, so
that's true.
Saw a lot of cycling through with what he played for EG.
Oh,
actually,
lovely.
I could get away with it.
Okay, though, that's a problem. Through D1, already hyped up on the desk, but takes a lot of damage on this now, and G2 are closing the gap. Already starting to walk through water. Jonah P looking to be the one to kind of secure a little bit further towards CT, facilitate that plant potentially. He's much deeper than the rest of his team.
Yeah, I mean, they've done the hard work here. They should be able to get a plant unless Nick can find anything, but it's a stinger from this range.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Could be. Something dangerous in this. Look at Leaf as well. Now up on that Guardian. Yeah, this is a lot to do, and I think his options are pretty much null. Does at least take down Jonah P, but a big turn of events for G2. A Thrifty, a MasterCard Thrifty coming into this second round. They'll be happy with that, gets them back on track. Because again, when I'm looking at G2, I'm going to hold you to a higher standard.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
This is not an acceptable position to be in. If you're going to be sloppy, if you're going to be quiet, I need them to come out swinging. And this is a lovely example of that.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into the bigger picture as this series progresses, but certainly in terms of international validation, that's kind of the next thing on the list for G2, considering their domestic record. The round 2 flip here certainly puts them back in the driving seat. There's a setup here outside B. Just waiting for any aggression coming out. You see there is a stack over towards A here from DRG. And these round 2 flips always make it a little awkward in terms of the early game tempo.
Yeah, and just a stack from DRG, don't even mind it really. So, gonna go for a bit of a gamble. Fair shout. G2, I'd like to see them explore that. Take their time. When I talk about holding to higher standards, I am looking at Jaw having a big performance, Jonah P as well. To my eye, during that regular season run up to this point, I think Jonah P was exceptionally good. Really, really solid performer. And I'd love to see more of that from him here. It wasn't a brilliant first series from them. I know that they were saying in the interviews, hey, you know, it's fine. We still got, you know, the attitude's fine. But
well, again, that's
there is a degree in which I go, okay, but you're meant to be winning these.
Sure, I think there's a short list of teams that you could kind of slot into. You look back at the match result, and if it's anybody but Heretics, again, Heretics on a good day, that standard's always going to elevate.
Yeah, and a revitalized Heretics, right? I think everyone looking at that got a little caught off, the way they look, the compositions they're running. This is a good time for Jaw to go farming, though. Might have a couple more chances, but I think they're now avoiding this position. But building towards ult, how's he doing? About halfway, so love a little bit more for him.
Yeah, whether or not he does go hunting, and obviously the funds will be there after this. He's sitting at 3,900. Might even get played in here, I think. DRG planning to just fall to the spike, but actually does get shut down, yeah?
Yeah. Again, I think those opportunities now will be waning. I think we've got to wrap up on this one. DRG went for, I said, the gamble. Didn't work out. All good for G2. A loss on 1, but Jaw was hunting. He was willing to accept that potential loss. So G2
Money in the bank as
stabilize.
well, yeah. Certainly able to bounce back. Leaf even potentially, I mean, he's sharp. Gonna hold on to the Guardian here to make that even worse. Considering just a 2-1 scoreline, you look at the finances sitting behind this now.
Whoa.
G2 in firm control
Very
this
tasty.
opening stretch of rounds.
I do want to see, once we get into the more kind of traditional sense of these rounds, we've had a little bit of a flip, obviously, in round 2. How much do they explore that C site? Do they try and abuse the stand-in? How does it look? What's G2's read on this?
Well, yeah, you say stand there, but Demon White, again, historically, a player that can stand on his own 2 feet for sure.
Very true. Looking like a little trap almost set towards this B lobby, but Ackerman gonna just shift away from this in time, as you do see the drone from Teo coming down. Jaw gonna be clearing through methodically. But patience displayed here by G2.
No real progress made either on the back of that from DRG. Happy to just tuck themselves into C. 2 now in towards blue. Relief, if anything, they find on the other side of this.
Patience,
yeah, G2 very cautious in approach. Almost anticipating for a second round now that DRG going to go hunting. See, this time the gun's on the other side.
It looks like the first tester of Demon 1 here. I want to see how he fares with this site attack. It is quite overwhelming. Tries to stall out on the first. The TP will then get taken. That's going to be Valen on the site, but
Gets
Demon 1,
marked as well.
I do think, though, he's been very good at knowing when to stay and when to go, and then playing with the rest of the team to retake on towards the site. So, for now, though, G2 have very steadily, cleanly taken this C site.
Being as well with the waylay and the breach, you do have a ton of util to put to use in a site like this for sure.
Mostly looking at Valen with that paranoia still. Everyone else kind of worked out. They don't have much util to play with a slow, steady start. They cleared methodically, as said, but now you see the dive back in. Ackerman going to take that space away. Trent now falls, and Nick on the follow-up. DRG clearing out house. Still man, one man was on the site, also cleared out. This is beautiful. What a stunning play back through from DRG. That looked far too simple.
Yeah, this is so many tools to dump onto this site, force G2 a little deeper out of these close contact positions, and with Jorgamo just desperate to find something. BLG are the ones to be the victors of patience here.
One enemy. Oh, this man's locked in. Demon 1. Look, there's a scary thing about seeing him motivated, right? Like, really motivated. I think a lot of people saw him grinding before I think we publicly knew he wasn't joining G2 as they're standing. He was working like a dog, right? Everyone's seeing this guy fixing it up. Clearly went back and took some feedback too, but this has got to be a point of proof for him.
And ultimates-wise, Jonah P and Jorgamo the closest for G2. Nothing on the table for the start here at round 5, but again, not too far from Demon 1 and Ackerman. As well, the casualties continue to fall here. We have a TP for Valen, so a chance to maybe catch a timing elsewhere, but already with progress made towards Mound, Util will give this away. Certainly now confirmation on the back of the flash as well.
God, they're leaving this so damn late. I mean, I know they're trying to sell them something, but look, we haven't been fans of this from Fnatic in EMEA. I don't want to be seeing them
10 seconds now,
running into the Melons rounds, but they're banking on Jorgamo at least getting one here. But if you're DRG, you're expecting that want of aggression, an overextension to try and even the numbers. And now they do get the plant, but it's down to 2, G2 and Valen.
It's got to go huge here.
This would have to be a miracle near on. Not much utility, yes, for DRG to play this back through, but simply the body's in the right place. And the aim is looking locked in. DRG, they're going to be waking up G2 here. You can't be sloppy in this, Mike. This is looking a little off-kilter to my eye.
Bouncing back very nicely off a fumble in round 2. And first showing of their hand in terms of aggression, but it doesn't really result to anything. But then winning out in the late round. And again, I think DRG have got solid information here. The utility set off elsewhere on the map. We'll actually force an early timeout as well, so... But yeah, I think everything playing into DRG's hands. The fact that they stick to their guns in terms of not over-rotating, and even Demon 1's the outlier in that situation. If you know, a visual check back towards C short. Yeah, the numbers just spread too thin for G2.
Now this is DRG's choice, obviously, but I think on paper quite a good map for both sides. Neither would be unhappy with it.
A little closer contested for DRG, but for G2, like I said, it's sitting around 70% win rate across this year.
Yeah. They're a monstrous side. It's just trying to get it to work now. It does feel like they look flat to my eye. I'm not seeing... Look, I think Jaw to me is one of the most impressive duelists there is, flat out, right? When he gets into that rhythm, when he gets to play his game, I think he's one of the best hands down, no matter what. I always will back this guy. He looks a bit flat to my eye, and I'm not seeing someone pick that up for them. I'm not seeing someone else step into that. I want to see Leaf have a good... Everyone on that roster has that pop-off potential.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it from Ackerman. I'm seeing it from Demon 1. I'm seeing it from Spirit. I'm seeing it from the other side. Give me something back here, G2. I don't want to see a lackluster performance. Yes, they're going through the motions. Yes, they're playing, you know, your thinking man's game of run a late default, work the utility. I get it. But give me something on top right now, because 3-2... It's not looked brilliant.
Benefit being G2 have got some ultimates now. You and Jorgamo going to get the ball rolling here in round 5. Nightfall actually to lay on top of this. And actually able to get out. Yeah, Jorgamo can't find a kill.
That's big. And actually Ackerman in the meantime, isolating the 2. Desperately trying to close the gap, but this is brilliantly handled. A lovely reaction from DRG. G2 once again being outmaneuvered after a timeout. Good hit.
Reclearance here from DRG, again conscious Jorgamo slipped even further, but a solid advantage here and further ultimates being invested here.
Not going to take many chances. They want to now gap close onto this. Clear backside, but it's looking towards water to try and clear this through cleanly. Demon 1, oh, he locks it in on that. Couldn't quite convert on Leaf, but position noted and rinse and repeat, Mike. DRG have the playbook, they've got the plan, and they're doing it so damn well.
I'd love to see the play outdoor again here. The timing on this was absolutely sublime.
This is god tier work from them.
Nick sets that, I believe it was Nick that set
I think it was, right?
Well, no, it wasn't. I thought actually our assist coming alongside that. But completely unexpected. Except from G2 to layer the Nightfall on top here. Yeah, caught them completely off guard on the approach to C. It's another successful retake and defusal. 4 for 4. Still funds to invest here. Again, broken by nonetheless for G2. And 2 big ultimates invested. Do have the pit now. Trent getting closer and closer. Be able to buy behind this, but maybe an indicator here of the pace changing ever so slightly in terms of the early round at least.
Z1 putting up a good fight over here, keeping this map very at least known, I feel like. None of the extremities have been truly explored. There's still an eye put towards it, Flex and 2 over towards A in case there is that late lurk. Now, Jonah P could have late presence, but you're still looking at this reclear towards side. This is what DRG have been very good at, but we haven't seen this B side tested. Paranoia goes in, Demon 1 starts to go for the walk. Ackerman already on the side, but it's flexing this time. Every single one of those DRG players is having their time in the sun. Now Trent still with the ult though. Don't forget about that. Jonah P in a lot of trouble. A bounding player moves forward as Demon 1 taps that spike. No reaction yet. Still trying to draw that utility out. The time is starting to look good for them. Trent doing well on towards Nick here. Demon 1 still though, sitting towards that defuse. Trent tries to do what he can, but DRG every single time outdoing G2.
They are looking so well structured in terms of approaching these retakes. This is with a pit, by the way. Trent gets his ultimate up as well. There's so much to convert this post plant for G2.
They're like freebie ults sometimes. That feels like it's slam dunk.
I mean, I didn't catch it there on the replay. Did Leaf get caught in like an accidental jump off the box? He repositioned so deep within the pit.
Oh, this could be legendary, Mike. I mean, I know it's map 1, but you got to think about that mental warfare happening right now. G2 with a shocker of a first game. Yeah, you could context it with the fact that Heretic...
Again, it's G2 spread very thin on this default.
And I love this kind of then tempo change, right? DRG fight for a lot of the space initially, but then they're happy to shift away, sit a little bit deeper now. They've burnt a lot of G2's utility just trying to get to this position. So, still, I think that wall is still there in play, so something to be cleared if they do want to go for this, but Ackerman there, waiting patiently, could call in support easily. It's a 2-1-2. Probably not going to fight for it, but hey, tail to tail. Oh! They can't put a foot wrong. They are walking on water right now. And I can't believe it looks so easy for DRG up against someone like G2, who are meant to play good quality Val, right? Like they're meant to go through those motions, but now they got to try and hold on to this site with only 3 players here. And diving is Ackerman again, tearing them limb from limb. Mental gameplay.
He is absolutely on fire, Lauren.
He's loving it.
I mean, DRG are just so good at investing their util at the right moment. G2 aren't being given kills ahead of the plant. They're struggling to even scratch the surface of some of these setups.
This was meant to be redemption for G2 after a shaky first series that most of us choked up.
Timeline.
Look at it. Look at it. Because G2 are feeling it. They're feeling every single one of those rounds, and they have no answer to it yet. It just feels like DRG are heaven sent right now. They've got everything going right. They got their ults, they got their money, and they are hitting their damn shots already for Z1. Gonna back away from this. Already an earlier clear and a faster pace.
Yeah, Stingers here, you know, G2 are almost going to run it down at this site. Just to try and swing the pendulum back in their favor. No, Demon 1 able to get away. Doesn't give his life away either. So still we're in the same position here. Tons of util.
Yeah, they have a lot still in the tank here. But a fight had on CT. First time G2 have tried to dig deeper, search further. And now an advantage, finally to their name. Couldn't quite get the upgrades, but still, they've got so many of them.
It's still just sitting back on these Stingers now. And not much damage done.
Oh,
whoa, does that say that?
Unconfirmed, but still, it's there. G2.
Time going to be a factor now as well, though, so yeah, he's probably just looking for exits at this point.
Hello.
You almost want them to hold on to these Stingers.
Yeah, I mean, they were the original Stinger merchants, right? So, Flex is doing more. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. First solution made, right? search deeper, offset that retake, take a fight further into those back lines.
Well, first real commitment or intention behind an early round from G2. It wouldn't even say, it doesn't really catch DRG off guard. Like I said, D1's out of here. A couple of favourable engagements here with the Stingers that you could argue some of these rifles should have outdone, but 15 and 4.
Yeah.
And the opening 10.
It's a performance. It is a damn performance, but it does feel like, yes, he is the highlight. Yes, he's the one with his name up in the feed, but it's a team effort. And a different beginning, actually. Normally we've seen that kind of start from Spirit Z1 over towards Mount. This time, a little bit closer towards B. Maybe expecting this adjustment.
Well, yeah, switch up of Demon 1 altogether as well.
True.
So it's almost the second variation here. Another curveball to throw at G2. Oh, here.
They're so brave.
Again, the only real opportunity G2 have had a clean opening duel.
Yeah, but they're being herded right back into Demon 1 here. Sitting pretty comfortable. Has support towards, blue room if he needs it. I guess they got Jonah P's ult, which is kind of nice if they need to be more secure in this.
Jorgomo is desperate for somebody to come hunted on C.
But I'm scared that they've still got this man to clear. You get about that 40-second mark, you got to start committing, right? It's like if you do want to continue towards A, that's fine.
Spikes.
Big fake.
Yeah.
Big fake.
Spike's heading elsewhere here, so
this is
first
lovely.
time G2 have almost had the advantage in terms of the macro
left.
overall. Going to be a wide open site, but key difference here being some util and actually the Rolling Thunder on top of that invested towards holding down A.
Yeah, this is a really nice round adaptation from G2. The fake, almost testing the resolve from DRG to hold on to that utility that late, right? Now, they've still got a little bit, but not a great deal. Nowhere near the previous amounts they've had to work with, and they've got Jor on this deeper line. Gonna cost them a little bit to push him back. Slow and steady, but this time again, a little bit further detached, back towards Mount. I'm looking at who's coming on this flank, though. Ackerman again, slow and steady, herding them closer. And now the pressure's starting to be applied on the site, so the eyes get drawn away from this. This could be absolutely everything. Brilliant on one, but gets denied on the follow-up. Surety won, though. In the meantime, taking that space away. Jaw still on the site, takes down the brawl. Nick again still holding this, but time is running low, and so is it. Oh!
Yeah, he's got close.
I don't think he's got this one. He absolutely doesn't, but it was pretty close. Leap in the end, keeping his cool just long enough.
The timing of these smokes dropping is the only reason DRG can't catch a half diffuser. I mean, it's one of those situations where just a little too much to think about with 2 or 3 players from G2 on your screen, but
that was quick.
Credit to Leafer, on the trade here to eliminate the threat in the back lines. It comes right down to the wire for G2 to convert a buy round post-plant.
God, they needed that. They really needed that one. Now, is there further layers to this? Kind of caught on the fake there. DRG investing all that util. They've been very frugal with on that fake pump towards A, but I like that from... Oh! This guy is a treat to watch, but where are you heading back to? Valorant actually backing away from the fight, and so is Nick. DRG and the boys kind of resetting a little, but that A site is open.
See now, well, do have the Aura ultimate as well, so a chance to maybe convert on the back of that, but Lee finding a crucial kill.
There he is, starting to see him heat up here. A key factor back with the team, but Sprucey one going to spot out the first. You can see that kind of tailor-made execution, setting up Demon 1 to take down Leaf. But the follow-up on Trent, going no man's land. But can the Professor be the one to teach him a lesson this time around? He certainly can. There's the man you were waiting for. The backbone of this team sometimes. But does very well again, starting to close that gap up now at 5-6.
What a beautiful contrast towards the end of this first half. G2 now winning out in terms of the war of attrition for some of these.
One enemy remaining.
DRG just looks so lethal in some of these retakes.
I do that shit every day. I do that shit every day.
All right, operator in play. That's Jaw with that. Got the ult too. On the other side, the money finally starting to wane, right?
Yeah,
That's been locked in for so long, it felt like.
And even then, it's still rifled. It's a Guardian and a Bulldog further aggression outside B, but this time around, do catch Trent.
Oh, they're doing well on these opening picks. We saw it in the previous
quickly
too.
They pivot away from this opening engagement. They know G2 are trying to find this timing.
Absolutely bang on. They're going to get the site though. G2 going to plant the flag towards this, pop the ult on top, secure the plant, put up the barriers of entry. Well, they're playing on site as well. They're not even playing deep towards street. Finally pulling a player back, but they were posted up on this. That demon line controlled by Jaw though. Takes away the headhunter on the other side, and now down to the 4v4. What do they have to play with? G2 shifting tree, the paranoia only catching one. DRG going to try and deal with this somehow. They've got to try and pry them out of these deeper positions. That time is ticking, and Jonah P again doing what he can. It's all on Nick. Too little, too late as G2 recover what felt like a sinking ship.
I mean, that is such a fantastic recovery. Yeah, we're going to get a chance to look at the timeline ever so briefly there. But to close out these final four is crucial to G2's survival here in map 1.
Well, they needed it, Mike. They needed that. It was looking rough by all accounts, but credit to them for this turnaround. To be able to stabilize, to be able to find the solutions. Still looking lively. I absolutely can't wait to see how this continues on after the half, obviously. And we have a little treat with Cupid standing by with Lou.
Et je suis ravie d'accueillir Cupid pour une interview inside. We have Cupid in Paris, player coach, IGL. He does it all. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Cupid, is back in 2022, you used to be coaching 4 of the players on stage. We had the Guards boy and also Leaf on C9. So how was it back then, and are the boys still the same, let's say?
I mean, the boys are still the same. If they win today, I've told them everything. If they lose, they didn't listen to me. So it depends how they do today.
So it's their fault if they lose, and if thanks to you if they win, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I think that's pretty good coach mentality. So first question, première question. Du coup, on avait Cupid qui coachait les joueurs de G2 chez The Guard et chez C9 aussi. Donc, est-ce que les garçons ont un peu changé? Comment c'était à l'époque? Et bien, s'ils perdent, c'est de leur faute. Et s'ils gagnent, c'est grâce à moi. En gros, and now that you're back to playing for Team Liquid, I really want to ask you that question. What's the most stressful, playing or coaching, and why?
I think day-to-day it's playing, but when it comes to an official, coaching is worse. You just have to sit there and watch your team lose.
And which kind of, tactical timeouts were you taking back then?
I didn't do much.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's pretty solid answer already. Donc, qu'est-ce qui est le plus stressant entre coach et forcément jouer? Bah, il dit au quotidien, c'est peut-être jouer, mais comme ça, dans ces situations-là, en official, on est obligé de s'asseoir, d'attendre un petit peu. Donc, je dirais que c'est quand même coaché. Thank you very much, Keeper. Pleasure to have you here. And now, let's see who handled the stress better between G2 and DRG.
The sign, VIP Prius. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Foul work.
After this performance, no. But Coinbase Econ report here, just going to be able to check in on the numbers, have a little look through, see if anything stands out to you. But Mike, narrative-wise, I got to just be thoroughly impressed with Aikman, right? This guy had such a belting first half.
Yeah. Again, setting the tone so early on. And again, forcing G2, like I said, into these spread very thin, slow defaults. It's so cautious of any...
out, but now we get to see how this looks on the attack inside. Again, coming in with that double duelist. Maybe a new problem for G2 to solve, but they learned well. They learned fast. Those last 4 rounds, they absolutely brought this game back within touching distance.
So like I said, they were almost just one buy round away from that spiraling out of control. It might sound stupid to say that with the deficit they were at, but it was the sting around that really put them back on the map in that first half. DRG will find themselves a clean plant here, though. Jonah P unlikely to entertain an engagement ahead of the reinforcements. DRG just itching to get further and further.
Now's the time, isn't it? Smoke's starting to be invested, util coming in, but a bit of stall coming out from the utility from Nick. So trying to slow this down and maybe divide them. And Flexing just standing guard. Back-to-back damage, but a fight back from Leaf. Big work from him to create space on the site. And Ackerman, though, is the danger man. He has been the whole time. Jonah P's still alive. No util, just weapon in hand. Up against Demon 1. Can he play it just right? Jonah P! Don't test him on this site. It's been his all along, and it may look close, but he's got it all day long.
Red Bull clutch here to kick off the second half, continuing that momentum from a string of 4 to come back here. And again, just as soon as basically the green light is lit, there's just a furious exchange of kills.
You gotta be quicker than that. I'm an insurance company, come on.
And a 3K of his own.
It's huge.
It's Demon 1 to find one in the first half for the pistol.
Yeah.
But a clutch here for Jonah P.
And look, I said it, I wanted more from Jonah P, a little more from Jaw, but we're definitely getting from Jonah P here. If we get a couple more like that, I'm all aboard. In back on. What's this then? Leave. No, it's 3. Devastating for DRG. And Valorant just kind of closing down the account. Simple stuff, really. G2 not breaking a sweat.
If they even needed it. Confidence builders. Farm here in round 2.
Spike down.
Let's get his ass, boys! Woo! Nate said, I'm getting 3. I'm getting 3. You got 3.
Certainly a little more energetic now.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more like the G2 we've heard about, right? This Baby Bay theoried G2. The don't worry, we're fine, we got this.
We get a check in here for sure, right?
Huh?
Well, DRG actually calling this timeout, but a chance to check in with Baby Bay.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I guess good vibes, guys.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's an awful lot to talk about now.
But for DRG,
different timeout to the first half for sure.
Yeah, I bet. Obviously for DRG though, they need to break back because now technically it's been what? How many in a row?
Got 6.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 back-to-back rounds, and gonna start feeling the weight of it. P and Jonah P stands for pretty. The more you know. We're learning. Got good hair.
Yeah. Not a good
hard
judge
hitting
for
analysis.
it.
Huh?
Not a good judge for it, but
well, the crowd getting a little lively. I mean, it's a close game, but I do need to see an answer back here from DRG. Is it going to be one of those had a chance and then kind of let it slip away? That's what we're going to find out now. Need to make an impact here, but G2 with stingers.
Yeah, Leaf holding on to the judge as well and actually rotating towards where the heavier presence from DRG is and the spike. And he's only 2 off the pit. After that round 2.
G2 looking a little naughty. Getting interested, getting invested, but Demon 1 actually be able to split ahead of this almost. Slipping through deeper towards the wall on Rubble. Gonna see Jonah P, calls it out of Flexin. This has been well handled.
Yeah.
I thought there could have been a bit more danger to that, but actually they navigated it well.
Oh, he's not cleared by that.
No. Like, this isn't...
Do they still check it?
Oh.
Wow. Valorant has to commit to 1, yeah. With a stinger there, there's no chance of him collecting 3, potentially 4.
Yeah.
What
But
can Leaf
how
do?
about this? How about a judge? How do we feel? It's quite hard to clear some of these corners. You don't have prowlers. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. I wasn't nervous. DRG making it past the bonus. Still smiles on their side.
Yeah, that's kind of what Demon won the first kill onto Trent. Even in the back lines here through the smoke.
I mean, he went for the right target, right? You leave the one who's picking up the orb anyway, but damn, he was quick.
I said there's just no way, unless you can retrieve one of his weapons, but there's just no way stringing anything else together. But 4 left standing. DRG.
Odin out.
Coming out of the timeout.
Where's Jonah P sitting with that? Okay, towards 3. Fair play. DRG eyeing up this C site very quickly. It is only Leaf here on his own, and there was longer rotations. Now they could be there. So just an early glance and an early show of force.
Or maybe some commitment behind this, though. Whether or not there's any deterrent. I mean, drawing out the snake bite very early on.
Yeah, I guess we're at what? 1 minute 15. There's a paranoia, so it is go time. Trent on the fallback, as is Leaf. Jaw now wants to get towards site. Ackerman already going to be taking the space, but does he expect the fight? He spots out Leaf. Ackerman's been chomping at that bit, man. He wants in.
Much you around now in this second half. Considering the first, but... And they didn't pin down the kill.
No, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Not to be. BLG not willing to fully back away, all playing towards water as well. No one on mound yet. Demon One's having a look back just in case someone might be closing the gap. But now, Flexin still tucked on top of box. Time to play this back through now. G2 need to clear this side. Flexin still standing. Torba gets cleared. Already DRG starting to dwindle in numbers, but a 2v2 and similar HP. But there's literally that Odin coming in, spraying away. But Demon One up against Valen. Oh, he's been outdone again. Valen letting him know, holding his nerve. Similar scenes to what we saw at the start.
Another 1v1. Demon One unfortunately fall into another member of G2 here. And again, it almost feels like this takes an eternity for G2 to get onto site, but still relatively comfortable with the half defuse coming through. G2 twisting the knife now.
Oh yeah.
Still going to be a purchase here for DRG, considering 4 standing coming out of the timeout, but not an awful lot left behind this. But Ultimate's to invest now. And Demon One, and they come in 2 away from theirs.
Oh, the TP as well, I like that. Oh, they're big in on this one. Hold on, let's see.
Well,
Sun's there. Spirit said, "One, where are you off to?" Backside, that's wild! You don't get to do that!
You got 2!
Sure. How did you get 2? I don't understand where G2 just got half of these kills from! Oh man, wrap it up! Wrap it up! A flawless round! Now,
The
I don't know
safety
how.
net of Jorgamo.
Look at this
Again,
guy.
I thought, he's thrifty, he's not going to get this first kill, but he actually kills Flexin here. Then still gets
crazy.
the shorty switch.
That...
It's actually just broken his ankle.
That's foul work. Same.
Yeah,
I
same.
get you. I get
Same.
you. Nah.
I mean, grinning ear to ear now.
Yeah. Oh man, that's got
6-2 was the score, by the way.
I don't know what value the timeout would be here for DRG, but I'd kind of like to see one. I'd kind of like them to maybe pause for thought a little bit, you know, calm down. Yeah, I guess they've got Sheriff's Stinger there too, so maybe not the round for it, but give them a sec to breathe.
Talk about again with the shorty. Begging somebody to push this smoke. Maybe get away here. Flexin has taken a little bit of chip damage.
Bring them down.
See Jonah P on the spam here.
Oh, the gun. Just showing a little bit through the wall.
Oh, safe to say he's warmed up now.
Yeah, Jaw's here. Oh, dear. It's only against Sheriffs, man. It's fine, right? I'm sure DRG will be saying that to themselves.
Wow.
Oh, they're all starting to hit. G2. I don't know what happened in the last couple of rounds, really. It's just like, suddenly, yeah, we're firing. We're not actually going to miss much.
Let's just pretend we're back in Americas.
You reckon that's what it is?
Yeah. Again, behind this though, Lauren, is G2 up to 11 now. It rides on this round. Unfortunately, they're not going to chip away at the cushion that G2 have. And I was almost going to credit DRG in terms of this ult cycle and how they've stacked up certain ultimates, but G2, Valen, Jorgamo, and Jonah P all have their ults. Trent about halfway to his as well.
Yeah, whatever happened on more rounds, like round 9 onwards, G2 woke up.
I mean, so what? Since then, it's 9-1, right?
Yep. And it's tough for DRG because everything's done very well. I think we were very impressed with what they were doing initially. Now, there's always going to be that level of, okay, how much depth do they have to go to? Right, they're a team with a standard. You know, we hold them to a fair standard. And they've done very well. Mechanically looking solid. Some very brilliant rounds in those early couple, but since then, that depth of G2 has started to arrive. It scares me, man.
Yeah. This is certainly the pedigree we talk about.
Yeah.
When discussing G2. DRG, a little bit concerned to see that they want to slow things down, actually. They're looking very well choreographed in the first half, but unable to really replicate the same sort of thing here in the second. G2 basically have total freedom here. At least outside C and B in a very safe hold between Jonah P and Lee. Jonah P now just questioning if anybody has drifted silently forwards, but we could have seen it on the back of the drone clearing outside B, actually. G2 are going to make a massive rotation here.
Yeah, the flank is coming in though as well, but the site already being secured, it looks like. Aegon does well to take away Jonah P, but they still know that there's a lot of presence here. Backline now threatened. Where do you go if you're DRG? You don't have comfort on the site. You don't have a way to really rotate out. You're pretty much stuck here. Jaw takes back front site as well. Flexin trying to stay alive by the smoke, but for DRG, they're living and dying basically.
Well, Flexin was actually spotted on the way past from Jorgamo, so he knows that they have this contingency.
Oh. It's pretty work from Jaw. Yeah, we're seeing G2 looking a lot better now. After a shaky start, it kicked up a gear and then some.
It's close to flawless as you could hope for here. Like I said, just the awareness to go forward, prioritize further information here towards Tree.
The confidence in their fights they're taking.
I mean, it's night and day from where we're looking at a 6-2 scoreline, like I said, to open this out. And again, this is the byproduct now of a whimper in the second half. It's a very broken purchase here. But DRG, Jorgamo continuing.
We said there was confidence in the fights, and you could see it just clear as day. Sticking around and punishing Nick, and that removes so much potential from that DRG side, who are now being bullied across the map.
Just unable to really get a steady footing here. I mean, was Aikman, what, 17 kills in the first half? I think I just saw 20.
Yeah.
Very, very confident resurgence here on Lotus. An ultimate to invest here on the back of Demon 1. Again, eyes go towards Jonah P. It's one G2 are probably poised more towards a retake here. Certainly with a man advantage.
Timing.
Actually, with plenty of util left for Trent as well.
Uh-oh. That. They want to fight CT. DRG want to go further.
And Jonah P's prioritizing Tree as well, so.
Yeah, this is good. Nice use of the ult combination, but they still have their weapons out. They were able to slip back deeper. I don't know if DRG thought they caught them way closer up, but it's certainly not the case. G2! Oh, this is absolutely class performance. Demon 1 would have to go nuclear, and he cannot. G2! That road to redemption started here. Not a great start, but midway through, Mike, they upswung hard.
And this is the sort of thing to see a team like G2 actually channel in, maintain composure here, not let the scoreline affect their mental or their approach to the game overall.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a moment with the AD standing by to break down map 1.
Get his ass, boys! Woo! Nate said, I'm getting 3. I'm getting 3. He got 3, baby. this shit, baby. Jonah got this. Look at his face.
Bro.
He said, bro, I didn't mean that, bro.
Yo, let him fight, guys.
Bro, Jonah, bro. Look at his bro.
Now that I'm a mom, things are different. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family choose different plans. We get what we want and we save money. Love that for me.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Esports World Cup, where we are starting off with VALORANT.
If you want to win, you have to win against the best.
So looking for revenge.